Alright, well, that is not the right screen. Hang on a second, I made myself look pretty today for nothing. Hello everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. How are we doing? I just had a wonderful day fencing. And now I get to sit down in front of all of my soul's buddies and say words on so that people can get bingo cards filled out. We're just waiting on Pablo. I have no idea where he is. Kibasau, hello. Kirk. Heartbreaker Jaker dude. Jack. Yapousson. Sifra. The goat. The Braun the goat even. Nicola, who else is here? It's Blaze, hello. It does look like we have a full bracket, so I'm just waiting on Pablo to show up. I have no idea where he is. How are we doing, everyone? Hi, is this the duelist I'm calling? Is the Duelist Event Network? Ladies and gentlemen, you were very welcome to the Duelist Event Network. I am your host, Enter the Lion, and I'm here on my ownio, on my lonesome. So sad. I cry every time. How are we all doing? How are we doing, folks? Are we all excited for one hell of a tournament? I put in some last minute bans. Hopefully it's good enough. Oh. Yeah, we banned the Duelist Event Network here. Their chat is too mean. That's real and true. A real and true statement. They hate mages. Let's think. Fancy Bandage, hello. Yeah, Pablo says he'll be here in just a minute. We're on wave 1. Aini, hello, hello. Sorry we're a little bit late, folks. I literally had to do a beer run because I didn't know when I'd finish. So you've all been stalled, so I can get slightly inebriated this evening. I hope this works. They hate washed fencing teachers. Dude, I'm so garbage. I fought light rapier for the first time in like months, and sweet baby Jesus, that thing is a war crime. I hate it. I hate it. I hate waking up. Being chained to this chair every day. Thanks for reminding me for the beer run. You're welcome, Jake. Who are you casting with? TSOPIRL. It's very long and it's very fucking fast. How many mages in this tourney? It's NA, so probably not many. TS is meta IRL. It actually fucking is too. It's very strong. At least in 1v1s. Other formats, it's kind of mid as fuck. But it does seem as though we have both of our players in. And look at that. We are going to see Mag on the handy tech, dude? Are we getting a little bit of handy tech, dude? Sword of Light. Very cool, very cool. Versus Pablo with the off-stock. Josiah, you might be onto something. That is actually quite possible. Alright, folks. Our contestants are in. As I need to turn off my music. Oh dear. Banned off of YouTube forever. There we go. Okay. What have I done to Mag? You've shown him the light. The sword of light. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. And a 3. And a 2. And a 1. Alley! As we are going to see both of our contestants going for their physics. We do see the sword of light buff going off there. Very nice, as we do see the immediate run R1s coming out there, and the Great Cat and the follow-up R1 is going to come out. Mag has taken the little bit of damage off the top. Just shaved a little off the top, as we do see those empty jumps going for that. The follow-up R1 there, off of TS, of course. The rolling attack there into the trade, but unfortunately Pablo is going to be nuked with those L1s. Certified unforked bestie here, as we are going to see Mag casual no more. How I let him into a beginner's winners tourney, I will never know. As we are going to see now these L1s coming out from Kilo. As we are going to see these panic rolls coming out here from the side of Pablo, who's just going to be eating so much damage. But the two-hand PSGS players can be smelt a mile away. When they see a whiff, they go for blood. But unfortunately, bestie, unfork. It is going to be the PSGS getting those punishments. Very, very nice stuff there coming out on the side of Mag, and that is a GG WP for that first stock. Nicely done, nicely done. Mag out for blood here, it seems, ladies and gentlemen. Out for blood. I'm doing a phenomenal job with it. Very nice, very nice. It's nice to see PSSS used in bracket again. For honestly can't complain. Honestly cannot complain. We do have both of our contestants back in once more. Ladies and gents, for round 2 of Wave 1 and a first to 3. Mag 1, Pablo, nihil. We are going to see the physics. We are going to see the Sword of Light into a little bit of a dagger punish, but Pablo's going to get a little bit shaved there. His dashing main brought low as we see that follow-up R1, but the panic roll going to be punished as we are going to see a trade come through. It does seem as though it's the rack. One more turn on the rack. But unfortunately, the jump L1 is going to get those interrupts. Those tasty little interrupts as another jump comes through. Looking at that, the follow-ups. We are going to see that CR1. Pablo's tier has been procced. As now we're going to see the jump R1 come through. The follow-up R1, but unfortunately, when the hitboxes are too good. That's going to be Mag. Moving on. So PSSS, I would always say, is a punishment tool. So in tourneys like this, it's actually quite strong because people are more likely to make mistakes. But it's when people stop making mistakes that PSSS can be in a bit of a bad, can suffer quite badly. It forces very slow matches. But Pablo here is fairly content trying to get that those hyper armor trades, which I do believe it is the rack. Let me just check. Yes, it is the rack, Sasha. Looking for PSS mirrors? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind them. I don't mind them so much. I was never a big complainer about PSSS. Just when I fought into it. Alright! Ladies and gentlemen, both players are in. 2-0 in the favour of Mag in blue. Pablo in red, still with Nihil. So we're going to see those physics. We are going to see that Sword of Light come out now once more. Tries to go for a roll, but unfortunately it's just not going to cut it. As we do see that rolling R1 come out. Lightning fast as it is as a jump R1 comes... A jump L1 comes out over the top there. Good rollouts here on the side of Pablo. But look at that handy... The handy tech, dude. Doing so much work with the mix potential. But we are going to see that roll into the potential hyper armor trade there from the side of Pablo. But Mag has taken a little bit of damage, but still very much in his favor as we see that aggression come out here on the side of Mag, enabled by the handy tech. But the off stock comes out into a standing R1, tries to go for a little bit of a roll catch there with the off stock, but Mag is nowhere to be found as we are going to see the panic rolls. Good interrupt there comes out on the side of Pablo, and that R2 actually coming in clutch there, but Pablo's resetting to this neutral. He can afford to play a pretty long game here. Looking at this, the weed cutter. But unfortunately, the landscapers have been out long before he's been there in the CR1 to end it. Nice. The R2 made it strong. The R2 made added just one little extra thing onto the top there. Just a little bit. There's just one more thing to have to worry about. But I think, honestly, for a panic roll, your best option is still going to be the CR1. That's just me. But maybe Mag knows something I do not. Maybe those timings are slightly different. And that is going to be Mag taking it in a sweep. I will ask our players to please... Yes, please leave, Mag. Oh, I hate when that happens. It puts the fear of fucking God into me. Alright, now it's going to be Jack versus Darcy. Who... Good morning, Darcy. Darcy. No, it's Darcy. There we go. Control S. Let's go, let's go. Jack. Cat's meow himself is in. Good luck to the besties. Alright, let me just add the players. Alright, I believe that's the Darcy. Darcy! She's in the house. Alright, let me just add Jack. Oh, I love admin. Gugs doesn't count as a spell. Darcy not on a mage. What the hell? I know, right? Yeah, we're just going to wait for Jack to show up. Hang on a second. Alright. Yeah, honest, Sacred Dragon build, but Gugs is a nice magic wand. It's a rather large one. I'm kind of shocked that they don't have more catalyst weapons. That might actually kind of work nicely, as we have Jack in the house. Nicely done. Alright, where are the builds? There they are. Get the bottle out of the way. Alright, well it does look as though Darcy is going to be on the strength with just a smidgen of dexterity on top. 41 end in the 60 vigor. Jack, 39 end. 50 int. He can't fool anyone. He can't fool anyone. Who's going to be rocking what looks like the meteoric ore. I think that's... No, is that KGS? No, it's KGS off dag. Or is it the Stiepel? What's a Stiepel? Never mind. I forgot. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. Stiepel. Off dag is definitely one hell of a build. I couldn't see it right. There was light. There was sun. It was in my eye. I'm sorry. Alright. Ladies and gents. Darcy Scoot. Voices. Jack. Who is back. Ladies and gents. On a 3. On a 2. On a 1. Allez! Just ban Jack, honestly. As we are going to see. Le Boufs coming out here. Steeple, of course, hasn't been seen in an Endocore tourney since Frosty rocked it in the Swiss League we did a long time ago. So those R2s are going to come out here on the side of Darcy, who's doubtless very happy about some of the nice little changes. We see those empty jumps. But what? Did that not poise break? Interesting. As we are going to see those R2s come in here from the side of Darcy. Jack here coming a little bit from behind here, who is going to have to be careful as the Gug's too strong. Setting up there, the good runaways there in the side of Darce, who has taken quite a lot of damage. And look at that there, the run R2 into the CR1. Good rollout comes out there on the side of Darcy, who is going to get that CR1. Are we going to see any other schmixes? Not a single schmix. Not today, ladies and gentlemen, as Jack is going to have to play off of that off dagger an awful lot more, as we are going to see now. Looking for an opportunity, the run R2 could have gone there instead of going for the follow-up R1, could have gone for the off-dag, but elected not to. And there's that off-dag that is going to become in so clutch in this matchup, as we are going to see the roll catch here. Jack can still come back as the R2 is going to land. Jack has just taken a lot of both emotional and physical damage from that one, no doubt, as we are going to see Darcy now chilling like a villain, chilling there in neutral. Beautiful spacing here from the side of the Darcy, going for these block cancels here, but unfortunately Jack's dagger is just not going to be enough to actually get those hits in. Darcy playing a very slow match there, tries to go for a strafe, but alas, it is not going to work, as we see Darcy chilling out here in this long neutral, looking for that punish, and oh, shall she get it. It was ordained by the gods above that Darcy would hit that. And so it be. So it be. Darcy with the 1-0 lead. Jack. Nihil. Very nice. Insane gameplay. And Darcy's playing really well here, all things considered. All tallies locked. Hey, listen. Always remember, there was an awful lot of players way back when who used to tally swap. Back in the olden times. Value, I think, was fairly hesitant to tally swap, and I know Assassin barely did it. So, you know what? Listen, you take what you can get. Ladies and gentlemen, we have both of our contestants in and ready to go. This first to 3. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. To the lay. Besties. The Souls buddies are out here. We do see that nice little bit of getting extra little bit of damage there with the Dragon Bolt Grease on the side of Darcy. We see the buff, of course, here on the side of Jack going for that. The weapon art buff here on the side of the Stiepel. But it is going to be a steep hill to climb here. Darcy, I believe, had an opportunity for a whiff punish there. Jack tries to go for one himself, but whiff punish has not been restored, ladies and gents. We are going to see that hyper armor trade. Darcy trying to force out these rolls, but Jack is just going to try and not roll. Brave man. As he could have gone for a little bit of an L1 gaming there to try and get those interrupts, as we are going to see into the run attack. But Jack is going to be caught in a bit of a schmix. But he is going to roll out there. Darcy doing a decent job here. Jack is quite far behind here, as we are going to see now. Darcy chilling in the corner, trying to bait a little bit of corner pressure, but the run R1 is going to connect, and Darcy trying to go for these R2s to get the punish, but is not going to be punished in return. Into the jump R1. Jack going to be caught there. Are we going to see the roll catch? We do! Into the off footwork. Into a standing R1. And a kick, lep and jump from the side of Darcy, taking the second stock. Very nicely done. Oh me, oh my. Darcy. 2 points. Jacques. 9 points. Unfork, bestie. Very nice showing there from the Darcy. Really liking the off Dane's footwork here. I was looking at the frame. That's it the other day, everyone, and I have to say I wasn't quite disappointed by Dane's, but it's not so kind of as good as I expected. But either way, ladies and gents, we do have both of our players in and ready to go. Darcy, 2 points. Jacques, 9 points. And a 3 and a 2 and a 1. Allez, it's not that I forget how to count in French, trust. As we are going to see both of our players going for their respective buffs. The Divine Beast Stomp coming out there from the side of the Darce. But Jack not going to fall for such feeble tricks as a runner or what comes out there. Darcy tries to set up for some shenanigans, but unfortunately Jack is gone. He out of there. As we are going to see Darcy now chilling like a proverbial villain. Beautiful spacing here on the side of Darcy. Jack remembering that reaction rules do in fact exist as the standing R1 comes out. Darcy could have set up there for the CR1 there as a means of punishing the aggression from Jack, but alas did not, thus giving Jack a little bit more opportunities to get in. But the second standing R1 comes in into an attempt, and the trades very much in the favour of Darcy as we see those the handy tech dude swapping back over to try and get that extra little bit of recovery, which on Gugs you were most certainly going to need, as Jack whiff punish restored into his follow-up, but Jack knows that he can get that dagger hit out and can be gone. Boy, gone. As Darcy's forced back into the far corner. As looking at this here, we are going to see now Darcy going for that little bit of pressure. Looking at this here, we do see the follow-up. Jack is not going to be hit by that. Jack not going to be I spoke too soon, Caster's Curse, as he is going to be whiff punished, as he does have many advantages here with that off dagger, which is of course probably the fastest recovery of any offhand. As we do see a run R1, Jack is low, but so is Darcy. The frost proc is going to be landed, and Darcy has dropped the first stock of this set. There's too many words for different breakdowns of rounds. We need to simplify this up. They won that one, they lost the other one. What do you reckon, lads? Does that work? It was a very long time ago. I think it was a Lumino. It was Lucy, sorry. A Lucy tourney. A very long time ago. Who had Devil Souls, Hollowweed hosting Losers Bracket, which was fucking hysterical for a whole lot of reasons. The guy got the hit and the other guy rolled away was, I believe, one of my favourite quotes from that tourney. Although I think tourney-wise, the best one ever has to be Shiroi's tourney. That was a wild time. Holy moly. As we are going to see both of our players going for their respective buffs here. Darcy managing to get those little hits in. Tries to go for the follow-up R1. Is going to deftly roll out there from the R2. As we see another run R1 coming up there. Good block there from the side of Darce, who is going to get that free aim. It's going to be nasty, to put it very bluntly. As we are going to see that trade. The dagger! The daggers in men's smiles as Jack has been cut through. Love Vortex, the roll catches for days. Beautiful spacing here on Darcy, recognizing though that she's not going to get any ability to get another hit in here, as Jack is just keeping up that off-dag pressure, which is the smart thing to do as the R2 comes out, but unfortunately Jack is nowhere to be found, scuttling away back under the fridge, as we are going to see Darcy go for that run attack here. Has to play this very patiently. Keep in mind, the answer to the hyper armor and the answer to it is never swing, unless you have something that's lightning fast. And we are seeing this here from the side of Jack, who is going to be punished into a roll catch. Look at the schmixes here on the side of Darcy, who gets another punish there. And that's going to be a roll catch, sending Darcy into the next round. Jack going to losers. Well played, besties. What a round, folks. Gugs. Do not underestimate the Gugs, ladies and gentlemen, as that is going to be a 3-1 in the favour of Darcy's Scout. Darcy, of course, being a newer generation player, who's come up through the Endicord beginners tourneys, and I've seen them knocking around a lot, so a pleasure to see them take someone down at the caliber of Jack. Surely I can react. You actually did a really good job there, Jack, in all fairness. Like, the change over to the dagger play was really, really smart. You had to do that, especially against it now. So good play around. It just took you a little bit longer to adapt, which is a certified, I believe, unfork bestie moment. Dani Voices, who's up next. Let me just take a sneak peek. Versus the Burn. Emburn, of course, earning her place here. Duly noted. I'll keep that in mind, Jack. I will keep that in mind. Oh my god, I'm starting to feel it now. That's so weird. I did not think this one through. Oh. Note to self, do not cast tourney after being hit with sword repeatedly. Alright, whoever's on the 5G shockwave, their build is illegal. Oh, fixed? What? Oh! Alright, it's been fixed. It's been fixed. We're all good. Sorry, folks. Apparently there was just a calculation issue on the tourney app side. No, it's been fixed. We're all good. I think everything makes sense. Dani. Cool. Did I Mason or not? No, you didn't. You were fine. It's the new player who's in. 0. Let me just get the player set up here. That is in all caps. Oh my god, it's all in caps again. Alright, we fixed it. GG's, man. Alright, it is going to be... DNI. No. Now it's still all in cap. 2L. No, it's the new players who are in. You're all good. Everything seems to be checked out. So, here, take a look at the builds. It's going to be Dani. 69. The blessed number. Strength. Versus Emburn on strength as well. The 58. Not quite as substantial, nor quite as funny. We hate to see it. Looking at this here, it is going to be the dexterity of 13. Strength of 58 on the side of Emburn. 9 dex. 69. Strength on the side of 2L. Do I just call him 2L from now on? I can't remember. Dandelion versus Dandelion. The optimal armor. That's me out there, folks. That is 100% me out there. For real, for real. But either way, we have both of our contestants in and ready to go, folks. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. LA. So I take a little sip myself. And looking at this here, we are going to see both of our players. The Shamshir on the side of Emburn versus the Fists of Fury on the side of 2L. As we are going to see that roll out there on the side of Emburn. Emburn playing a very cautious game here, which he kind of has to do. Especially trading with Fists is a kind of what we call in the business a horrible mistake. As we do see more spacing out there of the run R1s. 2L there doing a decent job of waiting, both sides playing a little bit safe, as we are going to see that first blood there, the unreactable coming in clutch here, that is going to be a touch of damage here, but the second R1 comes out, but Dani doing the decent thing here and keeping on that Bull Goat's tally as we see some swaps come out there. Good run R1 comes out. Run R1 on the side of Emburn. The run R1 off for days as we are going to see that R2 whiff from Kilo. Dangerous business here, ladies and gents. We do see that space out there. Tries to follow up with the run R1. Emburn going for the jump R2 as we see some pressure here, but neither side actually able to get the hit. You hate to see it as we are going to see now both players now chilling here in this neutral. Goes for that R2 and look at that. Emburn being punished into a run R1, punishing the spinning slash as we are now going to see the runaways here on the side of 2L. Who is going to have to be very careful. Otherwise, they are going to take that L. And looking at that, the standing R1 is going to connect. Emburn, though, feeling feeling a little bit panicked there as we see a whiff there from Kilo. Not going to be capitalized here on the side of 2L. Looking at this here, we see that runaways there once more. Jump R1 over the top there. Emburn going for a bit of counter pressure there with the standing R1. And look at that, the aggression finally swatted aside. And the fly swatter here in the form of a very spiky fist from the side of 2L, as we are going to see that spinning slash come out. The second pair connects. We do see that set up there for the R2, but Emburn unfortunately has skedaddled, running away there. Are we going to see the corner? It's not going to come in clutch though, unfortunately, as Emburn Mayweather's her way out here. And look at that, the trade comes through into another trade. Danielle has the advantage. Emburn here frightfully low, especially against Fist, but both sides are without their tier. And looking at this here, we do see those runaways here coming out on the side of Dani, who's going to have to play this very, very careful. Looking at the standing R1, looking at that, trying to get the whiff punish there, but unfortunately we are going to see some poise chip coming out here on the side of the burn. And looking at that, the second R1 comes out, leveraging that very high recovery here on the Shamshir, as we are going to see these runaways here from Dani, who does not want to lose this round. Looking at this here, 155 HP. Swap over to Red Feather, though. Could end this into the... Oh! The R2 was just not fast enough. And that is going to be Emburn taking the first stock. She wants that $100 Reno prize, or the €100 prize, I should say. That's probably counted as about $2 million. Emburn takes the first stock. Oh me, oh my. Alright. That was a first round. Holy moly. Talk about competitive, folks. What the heck? Alright, alright. Neato Doritos. We just wait for our players to get into their relative positions. Oakley dokley. Good first round. Holy moly. Both players played so patiently there. The players were getting changed there, so we just put up a partition to make sure that they weren't going to get, like, you know, and wanted to give them their privacy, folks. You know the drill. As we're going to crack on with this next round. Dani 0, Emburn 1. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1, LA. As we are going to see the physics, which I'm going to take a drink myself. And looking at it here, we are going to see 2L here chilling, playing a very, very slow neutral game. Goes for a jump R1 to try and get that neutral skip. We're not going to see very much coming out here on the side of Emburn, and it kind of seems to be throwing 2L for a bit of a loop here, who's just not quite sure how to engage, because again, if he goes for a rush R1, we can see that standing R1 come up, and there's your R2 punish. Very nice. I think we found something of an answer here to break the stalemate as a jump R1 over the top there comes in on the side of 2L. Emburn doing a decent job here of looking for these whiff punish attempts here, but it's not going to matter much as a jump R1 over the top, but Emburn is going to get poise chipped for it, as we are going to see some very patient players come out here from the side of 2L. Looking at this here, Emburn is just chilling the far side of bracket here, as we are going to see these stagger steps coming out here on the side of 2L. Goes for a run attack. It is going to get that interrupt. Embern's taking a lot of damage here, as we are going to see that. I believe that was a ghost hit there on the side of 2L. Emburn here is going to have to play very careful as we see the swap over to a fist mirror, which is very interesting. Both sides have the ability to strafe each other here, which is kind of nasty, especially in this matchup. But using those CR1s as mixes are going to come in pretty damn clutch. Looking at this here, we do see those stagger steps coming out now. Both sides playing very carefully. I swear this was Dark Souls 3, ladies and gentlemen, with both sides trying to get that positional advantage. If one side can push the other into the corner, they may be able to get a free R2 out, which could come in very, very clutch here, as Emburn has taken a lot of damage. 2L is playing a very, very careful game here all the way across, as we are going to see both players now swap back over onto the Shamshir here from the side of Emburn as a runner one comes through. Looking at these stagger steps, trying to bait something, and the bait was taken, but unfortunately not something that can be punished here from the side of 2L, as Daniel is just going to have to play it very, very carefully. Emburn is chilling out in half distance here. Good jump over the top there, but Emburn takes a little bit of a starfist to the face, as we're going to see that very, very slow regen here from the Blessed Dew Talisman, which is going to be huge into the mash! And 1000 HP versus 1900 plus tier. But I have a strange feeling this match may go to time, as we are going to see Emburn taking another little bit of damage. The pivot not going to be punished, as a jump R1 there is going to be spaced out now by the side of 2L. Looking for that, trying to bait out the second bit so he can get a punish. He is going to walk into the second bit. He was poise chipped, as we are going to see another spinning slash come out there. Emburn taking another little bit of chip, but looking at that there, that nice bit of aggression comes out here from the side of 2L into another little bit of chip there. 200 HP to 1700 into 169 into a loading screen. And that is going to be 2L taking a stock, forcing a 1-1. Very patient plays coming outside here from the both players. And both sides actually will benefit an awful lot from corner pressure if they mess up their positioning, which is really, really nice. So obviously the spinning slash in the corner is like pretty much guaranteed damage if the other person has good enough latency, which, as it shows, is the actual case here. But likewise, going for strafes and stuff like that, the R2s are going to be absolutely lethal. So if someone can get corner pressure, get advantageous positioning, and then get a free aimed R2 into the direction that you need, or I believe the tracking might be good enough you can do it locked. That could come in pretty clutch. But corner pressure in Elden Ring is not an easy thing. It's not like Dark Souls 3, where corner pressure was basically a death sentence in one form or another, or half your health bar if you messed it up. So it's kind of interesting to see that difference. Who the hell knows what it looks like? Well, it's definitely a death sentence in Bloodborne, because you can get 3-shot in that game. So you know what? Oh, interesting. We've seen a little bit of a change from the side of Emburn, going on broads. Oh me, oh my. Interdasting. Alright. Ladies and gents. On a 3. On a 2. On a 1. It's actually a pretty good choice, because it shuts down an awful lot of their options to go for run R1s. That's pretty much your guaranteed damage on broads here. You do lose priority in an awful lot of interactions, but with how Emburn is playing so cautiously, trying to wait for 2L to make mistakes, it actually shuts. It's probably advantageous, considering that she wants to play this a very slow game here. As an L1 comes out there, it is going to whiff JL1 over at the top there for the side of Emburn. 2L there going for a decent job. The rolling L1, interesting choice there into and a potential whiff punish there, but the run L1 comes out there. As we are going to see now both players, we do see a little bit of chip over the top there. Emburn has taken a little bit of damage. 2L here hasn't taken a hit yet, as Emburn is going to be in a spot of bother. But look at that there, the roll out there from the regular lightning grease, which is of course going to be the only one. The only restriction here is DLC damage greases. So your fire, your magic, your holy, all of those are banned, but your sleep and all of the other ones are still legal. So you can have some festive grease as a treat, as we are going to see this very long neutral engage here. Beautiful spacing there on the side of 2L, who is just going to get that nice little bit of pressure here, playing very conservatively here, both players. Looking at that there, Emburn has taken another little bit of damage. A runner, oh my god, that second L1 comes out there, getting the interrupt, which is of course very, very nasty. 2L is finally taking damage, but we do see some very neat tally swaps there on the side of 2L. We do see the shield to try and get those extra trades, and is it lacerating cross tree? I can't remember the difference between the two of them, as we are going to see some crazy spacing coming out here from 2L, who is going to get the full run R1 into the second one. Ember's taking a lot of damage off of that exchange there. Daniel isn't getting many opportunities to get those hits, but the bestial roar, the screams of defiance, as we do see another scream of defiance coming out there with the bestial Run attack cross tree. Yeah, I can't remember the different names between the two. They look very similar, as we are going to see now. These very, very slow neutral continuing to develop here. 2L is keeping a very long spacing here. It's lacerating. It is lacerating. Nice. Alright, goes for a run R1 there. Daniel is taking a little bit of damage here. Emburn is playing this very, very slowly as we're seeing stutter steps coming out there. As we do see the run R1 managing to get a tasty bit of damage right off the top there. 2L there forced into the far corner, but is he going to be able to get out? Yeah, he is, but he's going to be let out. Emburn isn't getting very much. No, look at that! The corner pressure there, but not capitalizing on it. As we see the bestial roar out now once more just to keep 2L honest, as we are going to see another run R1. Are we going to see the follow-up? There we go. The R2s are coming out here, but he is going to be punished just a little bit. Looking at this long neutral, goes for another run attack, getting a little bit of damage there. Another run R1. The second one is going to connect there. The standing R1's even coming out there. Emburn is very far behind here, but 2L is playing a very, very safe game here. Looking at this here, both players going for that. We do see the run R1 coming out there. Looking at that, the roll-in into the rolling R1, which got some serious damage there. Unexpected there from the side of Emburn, who took all of that damage, as we see 2L continuing to develop it here. Looking at this, the standing R1. The run R1s from miles away. Unfortunately, neither side able to necessarily get the punishes in that they need. Looking at this here, we are going to see these stutter steps coming through. Jump R1 over the top there. Emburn is very, very low as 2L. Managing to get another bit of chip. 8 HP in a dream, ladies and gentlemen. Tries to go for that trade, and the trade is going to come through. And that is going to be 2L on the scorecard with the 2-1 lead currently. But this could turn around given how these matches are going. Very, very cautious plays. Very, very cautious plays here from the side of both of our players. Interesting. Yeah, it was weird, Hack. No idea what the deal was that day. I think it was the arena choice as well. I don't mind. Again, you're having different tourneys with different flavors. Also, beginners tourneys are always going to have some kind of weird out there setups, which I kind of like. Beginners brackets are kind of neat. Although, as Lucy has said, they're not good in the traditional sense. Although I'd still rate them about A tier. Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I do the beginners brackets the way I do. I think you get an awful lot of interesting stuff there and hype moments that otherwise wouldn't happen. Like, it can get pretty slow. But either way, we have both of our players in and ready to go as we peer over the parapet. Ladies and gentlemen, or through the parapet rather, my god. On a 3 and a 2 and a 1, LA, have a little drinky. As we are going to see 2L with that 2-1 lead. Looking at this here, we are going to see those stutter steps. Looking at this now, we are going to see this very... So it's Den Maps is the name of it. I believe it's linked to the challenge. If not, it's linked in my Discord. You can get it. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's pretty much necessary for competitive play, Mr. Beast Tyson. I highly recommend trying it with your friends. It's a hell of a lot of fun. A lot of good quality for life features for the dueling scene. But look at that, the blink bolt coming out there. As we are now going to see both of our players chilling in this very long neutral. Looking at this, we are going to see those run attacks go wide. Empty jump there from the side of Emburn, but 2L respecting it just a little bit too much. As we see the jump R1s coming out over the top here. Another little bit of the lightning grease coming out there. Emburn taking another little bit of damage. Looking at this, both players now chilling out. Looking at this, the run R1 is going to be punished there immediately. As we do see the Divine Beast Stomp coming out there. Emburn looks poised to take a little bit of damage, but we might see some really, really nice setups here from Emburn. A bit of nice conditioning as we are going to see these runaways coming out here from the side of 2L. As we see that run R1 come through, neither side able to get it. We do see those R2s threatening. Always those R2s are always threatening here on the Starfist. As we do see the Blink Bolt respecting it a little bit too full, as we are going to see Now, both players looking for that. We are going to see a nice little bit of damage. Emburn gets another little bit of chip damage there. 2L has to play this very, very carefully, as we do see another bit of chip damage coming out there. Looking at this, these runaways coming out there. We do see that standing R1 now coming out. But, alas, it is not going to be enough, as we are going to see those empty jumps trying to force some kind of a reaction. And 2L is going to fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. As we do see that blink bolt coming out now once more. As we are going to see, looking at some crazy damage coming out now. As we are going to see a little bit of chip damage over the top there. 2L is still very much in it. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that the amount of damage, this is still anyone's game. As we are going to see now, the run R1s come through there. Another follow-up run R1. Looking at keeping that distance, trying to bait out something that he might be able to get a punish here is 2L. But Emburn is playing it very, very carefully, as we see something of a swap come out there. Looking at that, the run R1s, another little bit of, I believe that was a phantom hit there on the side of 2L. And looking at that there, another little bit, 1300 HP. This is evened out, but look, the slow regen here is going to be coming in clutch in these longer matches. Just the difference between 1 hit and 2 hit, as we are going to see Emburn take a lot of damage. Look at that, and I believe the tears have now finally been dealt with, as we are going to see now this very, very patient play coming out here on the side of 2L. Emburn there sticking out halfway across the arena, as we are going to see it, these stutter steps for days, as we are going to see that reset there on the grease. They may very well end up running out of grease at some point. Whew! Could go either way, as we are going to see that running attack managing to get a little bit of damage. Both sides are now without tears, we do see. Oh my god, Emburn is on death's door. Another little bit of chip. 300 damage versus 700. But again, one misplaced R2, and it is all Jover into a running attack. Looking at that there, and that's going to be 2L. Moving on into the next round. Jeez. And that is going to be a one hell of a round. Not one that I was expecting. Because that is going to be 2L versus the 3 versus Emburn 1. Yeah, it's not for everyone, Tyson. It's very much not for everyone. So if you could perhaps leave 2L, that would be absolutely appreciated, bestie. It's not for everyone. Obviously, there's like $100 for first place, so €100, sorry. So that's going to make a bit of a difference here. Obviously, keep in mind, people are going to be more or less sweating their arses off, because it's been quite a while since I've done a prize pool this substantial. Alright, well that is going to be that round done. It's now going to be Mini Kush. I'm just going to call you Mini. Mini-me. There we go. Voices, Mantis female. Curious as to what Mantis is going to rock for us today. Oh no, you're okay, 2L. It's all good. Would you prefer to be called Dani or 2L? Which would you prefer? Daniel. A mini Mantis, by the looks of things. Would you prefer? You get to shout on this one. All right, whichever you prefer is fine. All right, I'll switch between both. I was gonna say whichever one you pick, I'll pick the one that annoys you the most. Man of many names. Alright, we should have Mantis in here shortly. Who's in world currently? Judy to the Trudy. So many. There we go. Alright. We'll just add the Mantis real quick. Alright. Yeah, that was one hell of a round though. Holy sheesh. That was some patient fucking play from the side of both of you. Again, $100 first place. I can't say I necessarily blame you. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. Nope, GG's to both. Good round. I need to get more familiar with fist mirrors, because from talking to Luber, I'm 100% sure that there's something very interesting there in that mirror. But it is always a case of when do I go for my R2s? Do I risk trading with the first one? Stuff like that. So I think it's very much a mind game tier of a matchup. Ondo TV, thank you so much, bestie. Thank you so much. We're just getting our changeovers here. The fists, of course, are going to be very, very dominant in this tourney. Trudy, it's going to be Mantis female on the right. Yes, it is. Let's just take a quick gander at the builds. Oh me, oh my. It is going to be the 62 decks on the side of Mini Kush versus the Star Fists on the side of Mantis female. Oh me, oh my. Oh, hells yeah. Congratulations, Yas the boss. Further proving that you are, in fact, the boss. Alright, well, let's get this last of the winner's bracket wave 1. First to 3. Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Ale! As we are now going to see the physics here from both players. No, it's just Kiba here from the side of Mini Kush. He's probably going to be using that experimental unban of Spin Slash Kiba on that two-handed setup here, which is very, very nice. And looking at this here, we are going to see some very, very cautious plays coming out here on the side of Mantis female. Mini Kush, they're going for a bestial roar, but the run R2 comes out, as we are going to see a nice bit of pressure here. Looking for that R2, but unfortunately, Mini Kush is going to be gone. And as we see here, both players chilling. We do see that rolling into the R2, but it's not going to anti-air into a follow-up R2. Mantis has taken a little bit more damage over the course of these exchanges, as we are going to see that little bit of grease come on over the top there. But looking at these swaps here, I love Mini Kush for this. Going for that consistent shield tally proc here. He could be swapping over onto the infamous sword tally, which would, of course, be kind of pro, but look at that trade there. Very much won by Mantis. However, as we do see that run there, we might see a crouch R1, but look at that. The follow-up into that R2 there. Mantis trying desperately to get that to land, as we do see a jump R1 over the top there, but that run R2 is going to get that land there into another run R1. Mantis is coming from behind here, but keep in mind, those fists do some pretty spooky damage here, as we run R2 is going to come out there once more into an R2 there from the side of Mantis, but it is going to go wide by far into a run R1. Are we going to see the follow-up run R1? No, Mini Kush is very much used to the fist and knows that that second follow-up there could be nasty. However, Mantis is going to take some damage, as we are going to see that roll in. Not going to be punished here. What we might see here is a very tasty play here from the side of Mini Kush there. But no, we do not. No spinning slash has been seen yet, ladies and gentlemen, as that trade is going to be very much in the favor of Mantis. Looking at that, the R2. But alas, the R2s might be improved, but that doesn't make them any much better good, as we are going to see that run R1 into that. But unfortunately, Mantis got greedy. And greed is one hell of a drug, as that is going to be Mini Kush taking the first stock. Very nice. And let's just take another peek at the builds. The builds, yeah. 62 decks versus the 64 strength. Well, 62 decks, 64 strength. 32 end on the side of Mini Kush versus the 36. A little bit of a difference here. Not much. But yeah, Pablo, 100%. I really dig the swaps that we've been seeing here from the side of Mini Kush. It's actually really, really neat. He's done that fairly consistently to try and get as many of those procs as possible. Reset? What's up? Everything okay? Wait, which tally was banned? I didn't quite catch it. Wait, did you run two-handed? Oh, well, one fork, bestie. That is going to be actually not a reset. It's going to be a round to Mantis. That's the way we do it here. It's a round loss. Round loss. No, you're okay. Don't worry. Shit happens. Shit happens, dude. I should have been keeping a closer eye. Kudos to you for actually owning up to it. Very, very based individual. Yeah, don't worry about it, Mini Kush. We're all good. We're all good. Judy to the Trudy. All right. Shit happens. Unfork bestie. Either way, we have both of our contestants in and ready to go. 2-handed cat versus the starfishes. As we are going to get that nice little bomb. The bomba is out. As we are going to see some little daggers. A bestial roar coming out here as well. And yeah, sportsmanship, especially in an event like this, is very, very much appreciated. As we are going to see these rollouts coming out here from both of our players, as we are going to see that run R1 there. Rolling attacks there, but unfortunately, Mini Kush is gone as the follow-up, as the R2s are going to ring true, as Mantis gets some crazy pressure there. Very much in the favor of, the match is very much in the favor of Mini Kush so far. Mantis is quite low, as we do see the Divine Beast Stomp coming out there from the side of Mantis. Looking at this here, we do see both players. Empty jumps coming out here from the side of Mini Kush, as we see Mantis roll out there once more. Or run R2. Oh, but look at the R2 in riposte. And that is going to be a substantial amount of damage. As the run R1, the second part of it is going to hit. And look at that, Mini Kush now is on 700 HP plus tier versus the 1800 here on Mantis plus tier. These roll-ins are quite nasty here from the side of Mantis, begging there for a little bit of a... Oh me, oh my. But the follow-up is going to hit. Oh, does seem as though there was a little bit of a desync going on there. We hate to see it. As we are going to see now both players go for the running attacks now once more. Mini Kush there is 816. And we are going to see that run R1 coming through now once more. Empty jump over the top there. Mantis managing to land that. And we do see the blue feather here on the side of Mini Kush into the R2. And the Witnick Tally is going to go full kabam kaplowy. As we are going to see this long neutral develop. The Divine Beast Stomp comes out. And we do see the Bestial Roar. Oof. That is going to be a run R1 actually managing to connect. And we do see a run R1, a 167 on the side of Mini Kush. Looking at this here, we do see that reset into this long neutral here. Mantis has to play this very safe. 1 R2, I believe, is going to be enough to win it. Our jump R1 over the top is also pretty good, I reckon. As we are going to see these CR1s, the setup there for wave dashes here on the side of Mini Kush. As we are going to see those empty jumps coming through. Run R1 comes through. 61 HP into a trade. Just need to do a little bit of quick checking, real folks. Alright, well it is going to be 1-1. No, 2-1, sorry. No, you didn't see a desync? That's perfect. It was only on my end. And thus, ladies and gentlemen, you understand the importance of checking in with players. Yeah, stick usually to DMs. Mini Kush is just safer. But either way, we do have both of our players in. All are good. Ladies and gents, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. LA. As we do see the crouch physic here coming out here on the side of Mantis female. Made him... Oh no, the rune arc, it's too late! Oh no! And look at that there, the jump R1 is over the top. As we are going to see that stagger step coming out there once more. Looking at this. We are going to see Mantis play a very, very safe game here. Goes for those runaways. As we are going to see that R2 come out into the R2. Of course, Mini Kush, even if he lands it, does not actually get very much out of the R2s, because you don't really have very much in the ways of follow-up unless you crouch cancel. But we're going to see that, oh me oh my, beautiful spacing coming out here on the side of Mantis. Both players have taken a little bit of chip. No, you can't. Not in my rule set right now. As we are going to see both players chilling like villains. We do see that run R2 come out. Mantis doing a little bit. As we do see an empty jump, the run R2. Mantis is playing a very cautious game, but look at that, the run R2. Looking into that, a follow-up. As we see another follow-up. Rolling away there once more. We are going to see both players now chilling out. Mini Kush here. Could very much get it, but that jump R2 over the top, but look at the R2s! And then it's going to be Mantis taking it. GG's to both. You hate to see it. Yeah, just make sure you rune arc before you get into your circle. Yeah, it's one... Atlas has won stocks in tourneys, isn't he? I'm fairly sure of it. I'm fairly certain Atlas has done well in bracket with Kiba. So what I had heard... The reason why I banned it is I had heard mixed things about whether or not it... It recovered a percentage HP, in which case technically it's healing. I don't know. I think that rune arcing late is like a show of sportsmanship, but I don't know. If it was a percentage of HP, then technically there is no upside. Downside is they can punish you. There is no upside. Yeah, that's what I'd come to realize after I'd done it. I'd heard mixed things about it, but yeah, whatever. It'll be allowed next week. It will be allowed next week. I jumped the gun on a potential ban because I'd heard something as opposed to testing it myself. Silly goose momento. Yep, it happens sometimes. Alright, well, that is the end of round 1. I believe that was a trio sweep. You gonna stream losers? Yeah, of course. It's an 8-person bracket. That's why I have an 8-person bracket. Pablo. Yeah, losers. An 8-person bracket means you can stream the whole event. It's still quicker than a 16-person single elim, I think. Jack. Alrighty then. So let's just take a quick peek at the builds. We have both of our players in. The builds are going to be as follows. The 58 dexterity, 38 end, 39 end, 50 int, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very nicely done. This closed region, NA, invitational for winners of prior brackets. Alright, folks, so we have both of our players in here. We do see, on the side of Pablo, the two-handed rack versus the steeple. And ladies and gentlemen, on a 3 and a 2 and a 1, LA. Physics, buffs. Looking at that, the run R1 comes out there into the follow-up standing R1. As you do see the jump R1 coming out over the top there. As we are going to see that follow-up R1 coming out now as well. Very good showing here from the side of both of our players. Looking at that off-dag doing some serious work here. But Jack is still following him behind here, as we do seem to have an empty tally slot. Good swap there from the side of Jack as a follow-up R1. But one more turn on the rack as the weed cutter is out, ladies and gentlemen, as a run R1 comes through into the off-dag. Jack forced back now once again, as a great man would say. And looking at this here, we do see the run R1s come through, but Jack is going to get clipped, but he is far from being shipped just yet, as we are going to see that that R2. L1 R2 is quite nasty. Into the run R2, which is of course infamous on that particular one. Pablo's taken quite a lot of damage here, as we are going to see the rollouts coming out now once more. Very, very good showing, as we do see that follow-up there into the L1. Are we going to see some pressure here from the side of Pablo? We do, but not quite able to do it. Looking at, isn't Jack blue? Oh, sugar. Have I messed up? I have. Ooh, dear. Alright, there we go. Pablo and blue, we fixed it. As Jack is still in the lead. Oh, dear. I fixed it. I fixed it. As we are going to see that run R2 come out there. Jack getting some serious damage in with that off dagger. And looking at this here, we do see a nice little bit of damage. GG's to both. My apologies, folks. Downside to solo gigs. Neat, neat, neat. Force back in once again, indeed, Ondo, indeed. As I do need to mark the scores. That was in the favour of Jackie. Jackie takes the stock. A robot in disguise. As we have both players now in their respective corners. Ladies and gents. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Lay. As we are going to see both of our players going for their respective buffs. As we see the daggers ring out. Looking at this here, we do see the run R1 follow up there. Getting that nice little bit of damage there. The trade. The dagger slowly but surely getting that frost build up. And so it shall. 1200 to 1800. But the frost bolus, my word, is going to be used there, which is of course huge as a run R1 comes out there into that off dagger to try and get those extra hits. As we do see the off dagger coming in clutch here in this matchup. Pablo's taking yet more damage, and this is going to be a best of 3. And that's going to be Jack moving on to the next round, as I've completely forgotten to change the overlay. Oh me, oh my, I've forgotten a lot of things. Yeah, the steeple is really nice. Alright, let me make sure that we change all of this stuff. Okay. There we go, there we go. Fixed it. Sorted. Jack moves on to the next round. Very nicely done. The 2-0 sweep. Pablo, an absolute pleasure, sir, as ever. Hope to see you in future events. And now, we're going to feel the burn. As Emburn is in the hoose versus the Mini Kush. We just call him Mini. There we go, that'll do. Alright. Call me out or something? Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry. I'm doing so many bits and pieces here that it's kind of hard to keep track. Unfortunately. And you're up. Both of y'all are up. Yeah, please ruin Arg. Alrighty then. We're making some really good progress here as well. Let me make sure that the players are correct this time. That would be unfork to have happen midway through a bracket, as I realize. There we go. Neat. Alright, folks. We have both of our players. Yeah, don't do that. I can't. Okay, we're all good. All right. Either way, both players are in. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Alley. It is going to be the Fists of Emburn now once more versus what seems to be the PSSS here on the side of Mini Kush. Very, very nice. Look at this here. Both sides are in neutral. The swap over to Shamshir, which I would say is a pretty damn good pick here, just by virtue of the fact that it's very, very hard for the PSSS to actually get a whiff punish. Looking at this, we do see the rollouts coming out here on the side of Emburn. Both sides here going for JL1s. It's not quite going to be connecting, but look at that, not respecting the space and eating a metric shit ton of damage in response. As an empty jump there into a follow-up L1, into the CR1, into the trade, which is very much going to be in the favor of Mini Kush here, as we do see these swaps coming out now. Goes for a jump L1 over the top there, trying to get those build-ups there. Has to be careful though, as poor spacing could cost Mini Kush quite dearly here, as the game plan here is going to be to punish those attempts of skipping neutral, which are of course very, very nasty. Or playing off of these second whiffs. Look at that there. That is going to be a CR1 there to try and keep up that pressure. Emburn moving far too close there into a follow-up L1, but does not elect to go for a backtrang, which you hate to see, as we do see an L1 come out there now once more. Look at this. The move away is now coming out here on the side of Mini Kush. Mini Kush going for that trade. Very much in his favor, as we are going to see Emburn here quite low. Still within tier Still has her tier though, as we see here, is Mini Kush now going to go for those empty jumps, goes for a standing L1, goes for that little bit of pressure there, empty jump into an attempt to catch there once more. Are we going to see the back swing? We do not, but we do see that return to neutral here, and a bit of passive play would lead me to believe that he was out of stam, or being very cautious about the stam here as the standing L1s come out there, into that nice straight up hit into the tier pop. Pop goes the tier. And Emburn is going to be punished there for those run attacks as we do see the mash. Literally monkey mashing, dude. Brain dead shit. As we are going to see that run R1 coming out here from the side of Emburn. Looking at this here, Mini Kush doing a decent job there of just existing within her space. And that is the sign of a very confident player here who knows how to come into the L1s. Insane shit, dude. Getting priority every fucking time. Brain dead shit. Beautiful showing there from the side of Mini Kush. That is going to be a 1-0 so far. Match point here for Mini Kush. Only lovable thing, Darcy. As we are now going to go back here as we let our players change their clothes, do what they need to do, you know. Got to give them that little bit of privacy. You love to see it. What adaptations here are we going to see from the side of Emburn, though, is the real question. That's something that I'm going to be curious about, because this is basically it. This is basically going to be it. The Judiest of Trudies, trying desperately to find a way. Find his way home. Oh, we're actually going to see another change here. Let's just take a quick peek, actually, at the build. Stressance versus the sheer audacity of these gamers. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm very, very curious to see how this one is going to go. Also, I'm wondering what to do for Thursdays going forward. I'm thinking of hosting a small, instead of doing the Fight Night format, which until DenMaps moves over to private servers, I don't think we'll be doing that, because that format doesn't quite work. Might host just a small round robin bracket or something like that. We'll see. We will see. But either way, we have both of our contestants in. Ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Olé. As the physics are out. As the aggro is achieved. And the sheer audacity of this gamers goes for the run R1. As we are going to see those standing R1s come out now. The bestial roar is coming out now once again. JL1 right over the top here. Emburn setting up yet more. Empty jump. I was going to say an empty jump there to force out the roll, but no, it is going to be a jump L1 here from the side of Mini Kush. Has to be careful with those, though. If Emburn finds the spacing, we could be in a spot of bother, as we are going to see that standing L1 there. Try to get the catch into the backhang coming through here. With the steel chair. Unfortunately, not going to land there is the side of Emburn, who's going to reset to that neutral. Oh, into the follow-up! She saw blood there with that whiff and decided to go for a butt. We are seeing Mini Kush here going for that trade, which is very much going to be in his favor, as we are going to see these swap over on tallies there. But playing so carefully here, it's probably for the best he doesn't. Oh, there we go. But it was all for naught, as the spinning slashes come out there, as we see stuck in menus, not going to be capitalized there on the side of Emburn. Looking at this here, we do see a jump attack coming in over the top now once more. The bestial roar, but it is going to be a trade into a follow-up, into another L1. And Emburn is trying to play off of these whiffs here, but has evened it out by a fairly substantial margin. But with the careful play and not giving many opportunities, into the CL1, into a mash. Mini Kush here is within tier skip range here if we do see the swap over onto fists here from the side of Emburn. But there is going to be the punishment of a whiff. And managed to get a little bit of a roll catch there. As we do see a JL1 over the top into a bestial roar. Into the wall bounce into a trade. And that is going to be all she wrote, folks. Mini Kush moves on. Emburn It is always an absolute pleasure to have you in bracket, my dear. Absolute pleasure as always. And yes, yes, it is going to be a move over to private servers according to Axie and stuff, who's been saying it publicly in leaderboard chat, so that is a nice thing. But GG's to both. Congratulations. Mini Kush moves on into the next stock, into the next round. Very nicely done. Hey, listen, Mateus. I will say this, alright? I will say this. Mini Kush does post some really nice stakes. Alright? I will stake my reputation on that. Yes, very nicely done. As we are going to be moving on into round 2, let me get some changes in over the top here. And me. Oh, let me get into studio mode here. Yeah, back onto the best of 5s here now once again, ladies and gents. As we are no longer on losers, we're now on wave 2. Back onto first through my nerves. It happens. Don't worry, Emmy. You played amazingly as ever, my dear. Congratulations. If you want, you can join. Apparently, the way Jaker is doing the PSN, I love me some beef. I like me some beef as well. It's gorgeous. Good steak. I'd go crazy for a decent steak. Absolutely crazy. Alright, well, this is going to be Mag versus Darcy. I'm actually warped with the hunger now that I think about it. So a relative newcomer to the scene in the form of Darcy versus a bit of... Can we call Mag a veteran now? Is that what we do? Do we call Mag a veteran? Is that an okay thing to do? Darcy versus Mag. Let me just add Mag real quick. Mag's Mag? That's the nicest way of putting it I've ever heard. A Pillars boy, so probably. When did Pillars actually break up, Mag? I kept my nose out of an awful lot of the internal politics of PlayStation, so... Unless it's really funny. Unless it's very, very funny. In which case I keep my nose very much in on it. Really? It lasted that long? Interesting. I wasn't particularly... I think that was when I was taking my break from the scene, so... Yeah, it happens, unfortunately. But yeah, Mag, join the world, by the way, bestie. We'll take a break after this winners round. After these winners rounds here. Winners waves, I should say, to separate the two, because genius. Alright, let's get the players in. But yeah... I don't know, it's been kind of interesting. You mean sets? Well, I mean after the wave. So the wave is like the round is like all of the rounds is all of the sets. But the sets are the individual fights themselves and the rounds are the fights. Apparently. I have to stay. Oh yeah. Putting your funnies in there, Ando. I see how it is. But dudes, oh Jesus. Also, I get to show off. I never get to show these off. It's my parrying dagger. Look at this. I am so bad at it as well. It's hilarious. Mangouche, yes. And, oh god, this thing is gonna... Oh, my arm hurts. Holy shit. Oh. And the side sword. A2 was asking me about it earlier on. I'll send pics later. Hey, babe, wanna see my sword? Oh. But yeah. I love this shit. It's so good. There we go. There we go. Alright. We have our players in. Jesus. Oh, my arm is fucked. I am so out of shape as well. It's actually horrific. Alright, we have both of our players in. Here's a look at the builds. Enough of me yapping. Builds are out. 54 strength versus the 44 strength on the side of Mag. 36 versus the 54. Straight swords I quite like into Ux for a whole lot of reasons. But you still have to play it very careful. And Darcy is formidable. Formidable. But will we see the light? Or has Darcy scouted out a victory condition in what should be on paper an unwinnable matchup? As you do see the Swords of Light managing to get some nice damage right off the bat there. Oh, it's on the KGS here is the side of Darcy, who's going to go for those CR1s there just to try and get those hits. Mag here is going to have to play a very patient game. Into that whiff! As Darcy manages to get some pressure here. Into the CR1, unfortunately. Hitbox Memento is not going to manage to land, but the anti-airs into the CR1, into a standing R1. But Mag is going to mash with impunity into the R2s as Darcy gets the tear gun from the side of Mag. And the standing R1 comes through there once more. Looking at this, the Claymore, the Baymore even, is doing some serious freaking work here as we are going to see Darcy here chilling out from neutral, but that whiff is going to be rendered unpunished as we are going to see both players now without their tears. Into the CR1! Into the Giant's Hunt! But the double roll comes away here on the side of Darcy into that beautiful whiff punish attempt here. Into the follow-up R1! Mag is in a spot of bother here as we are going to see the 1 R2! And Darcy manages to take it! There ain't no way! Scouted out a victory condition here. What? Bro! Darcy, you're cracked! That run or two is absolutely lethal on those. For one simple reason, folks. The hitbox is kind of a little bit weird. So when you go for those follow-up rolls, you're actually caught in a little bit of bother. Which is really, really nice. But we see the hyper interesting swap here on the side of Mag onto a fist, shield fist. Alright, alright. I see what he's cooking. I see what he's cooking. Alright, ladies and gents, as we peer over the parapet on a 3. Never mind, we're going. As we are going to see now the swap back over onto the side. Tries to get that to land there as we see the swap over onto the fists here from the side of Mag into a follow-up R1. Goes for a staggered R1 there just to try and get those little bits of hits. As we are going to see the swap back over into the standing R1. Into a staggered R1. Good rollouts here coming out on the side of Darcy. CR1 comes out there. It is not going to land. Actually an interesting matchup here because for one simple reason, the airs can be called out into the standing R1s here. As the CR1 comes out now once again into the whiff. Oh, that backstab grab is tragical as we see the rollout come out here on the side of Darcy. Goes for that whiff punish attempt there. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen with a whiff punish. Into the R2, into the standing R1, and Darcy takes it. What? Bro. Possessed by the ghost of Frosty's past. What the hell? What a match. Breathe a sigh of relief, Darcy fans. As Mag has just taken insane amounts of damage here. Holy moly! An absolute upset so far, as we're going to see as we move on into this next match. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Allay as Darcy scoot. Good rollouts there into the CR1, getting that punish into the chilling mist, and it's getting cold as summer turns to autumn and autumn marches forward into winter. Looking at this, both players here, good rollouts there, but unfortunately we are going to see Darcy take a little bit of damage there as we see the swap over. Good rollouts there, good punishment here, but the run R1 is going to get that hit here from the side of Mag. Mag's match to lose is a follow-up R1 into a staggered R1. Mag forced to roll out there once more. Looking at this here, we see Darcy here keeping this long spacing. We are going to see that oh so important bleed ball has come up there as we see the stagger steps here from neutral. But that runner one is going to get the anti-air. Darcy mashing in true A2 tech into the CR1, but the R2 comes out into another R2 as Mag has taken the lead here into a potential whiff punish there, but Mag is nowhere to be found. Looking at this here, we are going to see Darcy's scout now chilling like a villain here in neutral. Looking at this, these staggers coming out now. Looking at this, keeping that nasty spacing up here as the Sword of Light is going to be jumped into a punish. But the R2s are there to answer into a standing R1. Beautiful display here from both, and that's going to be a 1-2. Still in Darcy's favour. Darcy Scouts match to lose currently now, by the looks of things. As we see a swap from the side of Darcy. And the arc has been ruined. Holy sheesh. What a match so far. What the hell. Ladies and gents, we have both of our contestants in. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, allez. As the physics are going to be drank. As the Sword of Light, but it is going to be an immediate punish here. Into a roll catch there on the Gugs. Forcing Mag back now once more. Looking at this here, we are going to see that JL1. But unfortunately, it is going to clip Darcy just a little bit too close. Great idea, but the execution not quite on point. As we're going to see now both players chilling out in this long neutral. Run R1 comes out into a roll. Standing R1 there just to try and beat him aside. But look at that. The PSSS there doing a decent job forcing out a roll there from the side of Mag is Darcy. As we are going to see no overextension punished, but that miss space is going to be punished. As we see a roll out there from the side of Darcy. Having to regain her composure. Electing to roll it out this time here. As we see these like little bits of blends coming out there. As Mag is going to be eating a little bit of damage into a rolling attack, into a free aim, into the Dane's footwork there to get that little bit of extra, and the handy tech there to come out. Mag is very, very low as we see the swap over onto the martial arts into a jump R2 there. I do believe the run R1s are pretty much identical, so we may see a little bit of a finish here coming out now, as we are going to see Mag here's caught in a spot of bother into the standing R1 here, and the toggle back over here from the side of Mag into the R2. Good roll out there from the side of Darcy. We are going to see those R2s. Are we going to see some follow-up R1s? We do not here from the side of Darcy, which could come in clutch as we see the swap back over onto the side here. Mag is very, very low, but he has an opportunity to even this one out as we see the free aims come out here on the side of Darcy Scout. Looking at this here, Mag chilling here in a long neutral. Does not want to give it away here as we do see the standing R1s into the trade. An upset, if there's ever been one. Holy moly. What? Darcy, you're cracked. What the hell? You're actually cracked, love. Holy shit. From Benning's curse to taking names, 100%. Jeez Louise. What a match. Alright. What the heck? I'm lost for words as of this moment. Holy shit. Very, very well played to both. Maggie performed admirably. Darcy has been in the Frosty Dojo from what I've seen recently. Although, definitely amazing showing here from the side of Darcy. Alright, well, it is going to be Mantis Voices versus 2L. Dani. Player of old. Jesus. Like, the... Can I just say, kudos on the mix-up potential, dude? Holy shit, dude. Beautiful showing there, Darcy Scout. Beautiful. Truly a stunning showing. Dude. I will say that the funniest... shit... Meow Meow doing the Frosty impression. Absolutely hysterical shit. Absolutely hysterical shit. That was a funny day. The lore implications, dude. The lore implications of that CR1, dude. Truly incredible, dude. I have checked in with him. He is 100% okay with it. The pinned chicken. The pickled chicken neck, dude. And a little bit of handy tech in that match as well, dude. Beautiful, dude. Hey there, everyone. We are getting ready here for this tournament. And you can see it there, dude. We're going to be... And the dude is not a Brenna thing. It's a cutie patooties. All these cutie patooties here waiting to get in. I would hope that our contestants would get ready, because we do have G9 in the far corner rocking the Claymore. Or is he going to be rocking Great Lance this time, guys? You never know. Versus Assassin on the Rotten Crew. And the bomb's at. Wow. Big damage. There we go. There's the Brenda. There's the certified Brenna impression for everyone. Because who asked? We've seen the Frosty end to cosplay. But what he has to do is he has to play Haldag badly. And then he has the cosplay fucking down. That's the real tech. If you play Halldagger badly, you're a certified end to clone. And you're old, no one here knows Brenna? What? Brenna's a fucking institution. Disgusting. Alright. We do have both of our players in. Mantis in red, I think. Yo, we do have it. It actually worked this time. Let's take a peek at the builds. Cutie patootie. Yo, pimps. Alright, but either way, we do have the 69, the blessed number, on the side of Dani, the 2L, and the 33, versus the 64 strength. Thanks, Mudkips. As we are going to see this here. 64 strength on the side of Mantis. Familiar build. I wonder where he got it, Bron de Goat. Known fist enjoyer. Alright, ladies and gents. It's time to, as they say in the business, crack on. On a 3. No. On a 3. On a 2. On a 1. LA, as we are going to see. Both players going for their respective buffs. Looking at this here, we have the R2s out. Ready and primed. Like a spring-loaded R2, one might say. As we are going to see these empty jumps coming out here on the side of Mantis. Not quite able to get a reaction she was hoping for. As we are going to see 2L there going for that run R1. Forcing in a bit of pressure. We do see the trades coming through here. Looking at this here. We are going to see now this reset into this long neutral. It's going to be a very long neutral here by the looks of things. As we are going to see that Divine Beast stomp coming out now just to try and get that. And it does get a little bit of pressure. 2L looking for an opportunity to get in here. As we see the sparklies coming out here. The little bit of lightning greases. Had an opportunity for an R2 there, but unfortunately playing it very safe. Could have gone for a follow-up R2 there, which would have been very, very nasty. But elected not to. Playing very, very conservatively here are both of our players. As we see this reset. Looking at it here. We are going to see these staggered steps coming out here. Neither side necessarily wanting to commit too much. We do see the more stagger steps come out there. And the R2 is going to whiff from Kilo. 2L here has to play this very, very nasty. Has to very, very much play this safely. Or otherwise he's going to be in for a spot of bother. As we do see that run R1 actually managing to get that hit. As our buddies here lining up trying to get the damage that they need to get. Looking at it now. That reset into that long neutral. Not leveraging these strafes here on those run R1s. Which could be clutch in this matchup. Too far away for a punish. But look at that. Manages to get a punish there with the run R1. Getting a little bit of extra chip there. As there's 2L. Mantis slowly but surely falling behind, and the gap is widening between the two. As we are going to see now that slow play coming out here from both, and jump R1 coming out of the top. We do see that baiting out of the second R2, which is the most reliable punish window. Both sides terrified of getting an R2 to the face, and I can't say I blame them, as an R2 comes out there from Kilo here from the side of 2L. But Mantis, the praying Mantis, waiting for her opportunity to come through, but unfortunately 2L is ready and waiting. Neither side necessarily looking for an opportunity, not leveraging that little bit of advantageous positioning here is either player. Looking at it here, we are going to see both players now chilling out, looking for that empty jump comes through here from the side of Mantis. But the R2 is going to be rolled here from the side of 2L, which is going to be huge. Which, of course, is it as a standing R1 into a standing R1. A bit of a trade there. And that is going to be the tier procced there. A standing R1 into a bit of a mash. And the bestial roars coming through there just to try and get that extra bit of pressure. As we do see a jump over the top there of the Divine Beast Stomp. 2L there. Wary there of that R2 punish, but Mantis hasn't gone for it. I think a bit of insane pressure here might actually be the play, and I think that that could very well be the play, as we see the jump R1 over the top there. Could have elected to go under it there. It might have been a good play, but the roll was, of course, the safer option here, as we are going to see both players. And that little bit of tasty bit of chip coming out there. 2L takes the W. No L's in his name now. It's only Dani only taking that W. Very, very nice showing here from the side of both of our players. I'm curious as to how either of these players are going to work into Darcy's semi-final. I believe Darcy's guaranteed a spot now. No? Guaranteed a spot now for prize money, so... Dani W, indeed. Indeed. Super stoked to see how this next one is going to pan out. These are money matches. 200 buckaroos on the line, my dear. $100 first place. Either way, both players are ready and waiting. And on a 3 and a 2 and a 1. Allez. As we see the physics coming out here. Looking at both players here, going for their respective buffs. La physics. La nasty little lightning grease here as a jump R1 comes over the top there. Into a follow-up R2. Neither side able to get those punishing. Wholeheartedly agree, SK. As we are going to see just that running R1 comes through. Empty jump over the top there. Not going to be called out by Dani. I think CR1s might actually be pretty huge here. Neither side is necessarily comfortable enough with their spacing to actually commit to some of these punishes, which they really need to do. It's a very, very slow play here because neither of them really... Ooh. Looking at that now, we are going to see these little runouts here. Looking at this here, very, very patient play here coming out on the side of both of them. Playing it so very safely. They want that prize pool. As looking at that there, the R2 comes out. It is going to hit for just a little bit of damage. As we are going to see these stagger steps ringing true. Looking at this here, these stagger steps here just to try and bait out any kind of an action that they'll be safe to punish as a jump R1 over the top now comes out. Looking at this here, we're going to see jump R1 over the top is going to get a little bit of a... No, only a phantom hit there comes out. As we do see that run R1. Are we going to see the R2? We're only going to see the R2 here from the side of Mantis. Trade here would have been favourable for 2L because he still has the shield tally up. And he's going for that extra bit of defense with the Dragon Crest. Which would be huge. But that Dragon Crest is now gone. Gone, gone. Which means now that those advantageous trades are not going to be necessarily the play. As we are going to see these stagger steps coming out now once more. Looking at this here. Looking for it and careful of those R2s, but that jump R1 is going to get some tasty damage over the top here as a run R1, I will say, comes out now. Looking at this here, both players looking for an opportunity. Neither of them playing for the strafes and the run R1s. Neither of them playing for little bits of spacing here. And there, that's why the trade comes through. Not able to capitalize on it here is either of them, as we are going to see that empty jump over the top there into a bit of spacing. Good space, but not able to get the punish, as we are going to see now 2L looking for that opportunity here. No mistakes in spacing happening here that he can actually get those punishes in, as we are going to see Mantis chilling like a villain from the far side of the arena. Looking at that here, looking for those setups. He's not going to get any of them. Mantis isn't falling for them. Smarter than your average bear she is. As we're going to see that R2 there, looking for an attempt to punish there on his own R2, but he doesn't press, and that's going to be it. Looking for that run attack. He's taking a little bit of chip damage. 1200 to 1300. Both players playing very, very carefully here. As we're going to see that R2 rolled out here on the side of 2L. And we are going to see that reset into that neutral now once more. 2L thinks he can win it as the Divine Beast Stomp comes out there. It is going to be pushing him into the corner as the jump R1 over the top. Force back now once again. We are going to see 2L trying to bait out any kind of a punishable action here. He's staying just in the edge of that space. Like, oh, but he's the one who's going to be punished into the R2. 2L is very, very low here. Are we going to see the swap over to Raksasha? Over the top! Into the R2! The red feather gets the W. Oh me. Oh my. 2-0 in the favor of 2L. Yeah, red feather. Go burr. It does hit like an absolute truck. An absolute truck. Jeez Louise. Let's just take another peek at the builds here as both sides are on the fists. 64 strength versus the blessed number 69. Very nicely done here from both of them. Is this EU Starfist Mirror? This is quite a substantial prize pool, so it's not... Yeah, don't forget to Rune Arc. Yep, both players are Rune Arc now and sorted. Alright, 2700 to 2600. She did indeed. Alright, boys and girls. An beat on a 3. On a 2 and a 1. What could be match point for 2L. The physics and the immediate pressure here. Not going for the wall bounce, interestingly enough, here is 2L. Who's going to be doing these stagger steps, consistently trying to bait out anything and anything that they can go for. As we are going to see now both players looking for their opportunities to come in. We do see those runarounds there coming out from neutral. Looking at this here, we are going to see it run underneath that jump, which is quite risky, but pretty much what you have to do, as we are going to see those runaways coming out here on the side of 2L. A jump R1 over the top. Are we going to see that R2? We do see it from Mantis here rather than seeing it from 2L, as we are going to see the runaways now coming out now once again. Look at this here. We are going to see both players looking for an opportunity. We do see that jump over the top there coming out. And looking at this here, we do see it. The rebuffs here. Good strafe coming out there from the side of 2L, who's just going to mash. Huge damage coming out there. As we do see now these run R1s. Mantis up against the wall. And that pressure. And recognizing now that now is the time to kind of ease up on that pressure. And the follow-up into a little bit of chip damage there from the run R1 is kind of huge. Into another bit of chip damage. Into the mash. Mantis is very, very low now. Very much almost within tier skip range. As we do see that jump R1 over the top there. Actually managing to get a tasty amount of damage. Just off the top there of 2L. Which I believe is the most amount we'll see. As we do see that spacing from 2L here. Doing an immaculate job here as the runouts coming out now once more. As we are going to see Mantis here getting a little bit of that stam regen here. Looking at this. The run R1s into the trade. Mantis trying to set up for that R2, but is not going to win it. Not at all. And we may have to see a swap here from the side of Mantis, but I believe she was punished in her menus earlier on, so is playing very, very cautiously. Beautiful spacing here on the side of both of them. Trying to set up for those R2s. Mantis pivots, but not going to be punished. Empty jump over the top. 288 HP into a little bit of chip damage there from the standing R1. Looking at this here, we are going to see those run R1s coming through here into a loading screen. And ladies and gentlemen, 2L moves on to fight Darcy Scout in the semi-finals. G to the G's. And a 3-0 sweep. Alright. Alright, folks. Well, that is the end of wave... Oh, it should be wave 2. I don't know why it says wave 3. Very funny. Very funny. Unfork bestie. You hate to see it. And we'll move on into losers 2. Next round. Of course they're going to try and win. Yeah, of course. They really, really want to. Don't worry, Zayd, about the other guy. He's perfectly within his right to comment on the state of play. That's more than his right, and it is very much not for him. And I don't think he's being disrespectful to anyone either. So there's no worries, Zaid. But I understand you. I understand you stepping in. But it's good to see you. We are going to take just a very quick break. No, not anymore. Apparently, Axie fixed it. So, kudos to Axie. And just before I go on my quick break, big thank you to the sponsor of the tournament. Who, I'll have to check if they're comfortable with me naming them. But they played a blinder. I couldn't have done it without them. And of course, smoke break is what it is. Holy shit. Proper nicotines directly into the vein. Alright. Thank you to Amelia and Halvard for getting the wonderful, wonderful overlays that you're seeing set up. I believe it's Shiroi all those years ago who sent me these particular ones that I totally didn't steal from erpvp. This is what I get for running Den. I get to steal all the cool shit that no one uses anymore. Mwah. Peak. And of course, thank you to all the players for showing up. Y'all are amazing. I love and appreciate you all. We will see you in about 5 minutes as I grab some more water. It's been great. Chachi on the flip side, folks. Mwah. Hello, souls buddies. How are we all keeping? I hope we're all having a wonderful time. Sorry for the long break. Alright, and before we begin, I'd just like to thank this sponsor who has elected to be named Mini Kush. Thank you so much for supplying the prize pool for this tournament. It could not have happened without you, sir. You're an absolute legend for this, and you know, I'm sure the players will be absolutely over the moon for it. So you have done an excellent service, sir. This tournament wouldn't have happened without you. The steak guy did an in, and he has a small word for you all, folks. I don't know. I can't do a Mini Kush impression, unfortunately. So remember, folks, make sure to subscribe to erpvp's exclusive Beastmaster tier for the super low price of $4.99. With this awesome package deal, you can not only change your name to User, but also pick your own name color. Subscribe today. Y'all don't know what you're missing out on, folks. Y'all don't know what you're missing out on, folks. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rock and roll with taking a quick peek of the builds. Oh, I did not actually change the names. Unfork. So it is going to be Mantis versus Jack. It might not be Den, but we're still forced to, as ever, shill for your PvP. Mantis, Jack. Did I get that right, or did I put two Mantis? I did put two Mantises. I'm so pro. Alright, cool. Yes, you did. You got the right one. So congratulations and fair play to y'all, real and true. Alright! It is going to be Jack on the Shockwave build versus Mantis female. The Mantis play go. And his stream is flickering. Is it? Shouldn't be by rights. It says everything is fine. Could be a British net moment, but thank you for the warning. Alright, either way, we have both of our contestants in this first 2-2, a best of 3. It's the better way of saying it. Either way, we have both of our participants in, ladies and gentlemen, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1. And thank you for the bits, Giant Fly. Appreciate you. As we are going to see now, both of our players going for their respective buffs. Looking at this, it is going to be the Steeple on the side of Jack versus the Starfish here on the side of Mantis female. We do see those run R1s come out here. Empty jump over the top there, but it is going to be a follow-up jump R1 into that R2, and look at that. The much more confident Mantis female is what we're seeing here, as we are going to see now Jack chilling out with that off Wakizashi, going for that run R2. It is not going to hit, unfortunately, as the Steeple has a steep price to it, as we are going to see now these nice space outs here coming out on the side of Jack. Good roll out there. The run R2 almost managing to connect, but alas, it is not going to, as we do see a run R1 coming out there once more, not quite able to connect. Are we going to see Jack here reset up here as he goes for a run R2, not able to connect here again? And looking at this here, Mantis caught in the corner, not the place you want to be, as the run R2 is going to go wide and not going to be punished here. No whiff punish restored here as the CR1 comes out there just to try and get that extra little bit of hit, but unfortunately it is not going to land, as we see the rebuff there on the Steeple, which is of course huge. Getting that extra little bit of damage is going to be very, very tasty, as we do see a run R1, the off wacky there trying to keep up that, not able to get those connections. Here is the side of Jack, is going to elect to roll out there from the turnaround here on the side of Mantis, which is risky business. And as we see there, a little bit of a desync there, a jump over the top there from the side of Mantis. It does seem that this is a me problem, not them, as we are going to get their rolls into that off dagger. They're doing some serious work here. Jack is behind, but not by much, as a run R2 comes out. It is not going to hit Mantis female here, as we are going to see that Frost proc come out there. is going to be rolled, as we do see that rollout come out now from the side of Mantis. Another run R1 comes through there, but it is not going to connect. And looking at this, the run R2, good rollout there from the side of Mantis, as we are going to see that nice immediate pressure there. Jack has to play this so carefully. One mistake, and it could be an insane amount of his health bar just gone in an instant. As you see that run R1 into the crouch R1 once more. In tries to get the buff, but unfortunately Mantis is just too close and manages to get a tasty punish there. Good jump over the Divine Beast Stomp there once more from the side of Jack. As we do see that off dagger into the off dagger once more. The mash! Daggers and men's smiles here as Mantis is going to be caught in the spot of bother as that R2 is going to connect into the CR1, but unfortunately Mantis is way gone out. Just gone. Just completely gone. As we are going to see that run R1 come out there. Looking at this here. Good roll out there from the side of Jack. Mantis trying to keep up that bit of pressure. The frost is slowly but surely ticking down. But the anti-air. And that R2 is going to connect. Mantis is very low. But so is Jack. This is about two R2. This is about an R2 and a run R1 away from Mantis being able to take this 600 to 300. Closer than you would think. One misstep here from the side of Jack and it is over, folks. But we do see that Ash come out now once again, just forcing Mantis to have to reconsider, as we do see this, the run attacks actually managing to land. 68 HP rolling out there, worried, but he walks into the R2 and Mantis by a hair's breadth takes it. Holy moly. Mantis takes the stock. Very nice round. Those R2s hit hard. Like I said, a bit of chip into an R2 and it's all over, lads. You don't know it. Fists do so much damage on those R2s. You have to be so careful. Jack, to his credit, is fighting a very much an uphill battle, but remains to be seen as we are going to move on into this next stock. Match point for Mantis on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. LA. Physics here coming out from the side of both of our players. Looking at this here, we are going to see now. Looking at this, we are going to see those staggered out. Trying to bait out something of a response here is the side of Jack. Oh, I'm going for that crouch attack there, but it is not going to land. As the follow-up R1 comes out there, Mantis gets a little... No damage there for Mantis. But it is going to be Jack who's taking a little bit of damage as the run R1 is going to come through. That was lucky. That was some excellent poise counting there from the side of Jack. Recognizing that he was going to get that little bit, that interrupt there, which he is not going to go for again. He's aware now that the poise chip is out. The dagger has priority. And that is going to be something that Mantis is going to have to be aware of. Looking at that, the CR1 comes out there. The R2s. Rollins coming through as well. Jack could trade with that, get steal priority as a run R2. And that's going to be the poise reset now, ladies and gentlemen, leaving Jack here in a bit of a pickle as he has to play it very carefully, because again, remember, those R2s are going to come in clutch here. But that's Mantis capitalizing there on the Ash use there from the side of Jack, who probably expected Mantis to walk into it, which is tech. Always remember, the walk into a tech is a classic. But the dagger there just keeping Mantis away here as the fist run R1 comes through there. It's not quite able to connect. Looking at this, Mantis here is chilling out. He's going to take a little bit of chip damage. The run R2 comes out as we are going to see that little bit of a dagger getting a little bit of extra damage. Looking at that, we see some baits coming out here from some spacing baits coming out here from the side of Jack. But that run R2, which is huge, into a little bit of extra chip there. Into the run R2! Into the frost proc. Oh me, oh my. Nasty stuff coming out here as we're going to see the stagger step. Run R1 comes through, not going to connect. We're going to see Jack here going for that running R1 there once more. Is it going to be enough as he has to set up for these run R2s into another run R1 into a follow-up R1? And that's going to be a 1-1. Very nicely done. And yes, thank you, Cranky Hank, for the bits. I really appreciate it, brother. Very, very much appreciated. And that's going to be a 1-1 match point for both. This could very much go either way. Oh me, oh my. Alright. The souls have been collected. One more chance to take a look at the builds. The 50 int 39 end versus the 64 strength 36 end. Both players more or less neck and neck in terms of all of that shenanigans. And ladies and gents, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1, alley, as the bolt is now out. The physics are drunk. The buffs applied. Looking at this here, we are going to see these runaways here from the side of Jack, trying desperately to get a little bit of extra damage here as the CR1 comes out. It is not going to land. Mantis here playing a very, very patient game here, looking for an opportunity as the R2 is going to be interrupted into a standing R1, getting yet another interrupt. Jack is on a roll with that aggression here, keeping Mantis up against the wall, but unfortunately she gets out. And the CR1 is out now just to keep up that pressure. Looking at this here, we are going to see that running attack. Mantis is going to be clipped. And she is so close to getting shipped. Unsure of how to approach here. Jack has the advantage by a fairly wide margin. Looking at this here, we are going to see that run R2, which is going to connect. Jack with the off wacky, managing to get some extra damage as a run R2. We do see that run R2 come out now once again, trying to get those connections. We do see Jack rolling out now once more. We do see the dagger. That is going to be poised chip here in the favor of Jack. He has priority. One interrupt, and he does get it. He doesn't. Definitely rolled here over the side of Mantis, and that's going to be the poise. Reset now once more. Jack has a very substantial life lead here. But again, keep in mind, anything is possible here against these fists, as that is going to be an interrupt, and that's going to be a little bit of extra chip. 400 to 2100. Playing off of those daggers, trying to get that frost proc out once again. Mantis is rolling like you wouldn't believe. Pretty much everything that Jack's coming out with is being rolled here, as we are going to set up for that jump over the top there. The run R1, it isn't going to connect. Are we going to see that run R2 hit from Kilo? We might do, as we are going to see that off wacky keeping up that chip damage. Into the backswing, into the frost proc. And Jack takes it, but a hard one set, and the lock-in goes hard. G to the G's. My G's. Holy moly. All that yapping finally coming in. Clutch. With Jack taking the set. And that, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm unmistaken, is that. Now we move on to the next round, which is going to be Mag Casual versus Mini Kush. Very, very nicely done, folks. Good fight. Cool. Mag. Voices. Mini. A mini mag. The off wacky makes me happy. Off wacky is still like, let's not beat around the bush here. Off wacky is, honest to goodness, one of the stronger. It like there's a reason I put dagger in S tier for that reason alone. Let me just add the players real quick. Like, oh no, never mind. They're both in. That's fine. Oh, it's going to be a PSSS mirror. We haven't seen one of those in ages. And the runarounds here. Let's take a quick peek at the builds. As it is going to be Mag on the I picked up a new setup build. Very nice. Colors backwards, I fixed it. There's going to be the Swords of Light versus the Noble Slender. Lightning infused, which is of course very based. Obviously here we're on the 24 Faith, 44 Strength, 36 End. Versus the 32 End, 62 Dex. And both on 60. Rune Arcs, everyone? Yeah, Rune Arcs should be applied. And both of them rearing to go, ladies and gentlemen. As we are now on the first round in this best of 3, first to 2. Ladies and gents, on a 3, on a 2 and a 1. Alley. And the physics are drunk. And the buffs are applied. Was that Holy Grease? Interesting choice there from the side of Mag. As the Sword of Light is now out. As it does manage to get that little bit of connection. Over the top there, the trades come through. No trade, actually. It is going to be Mag Casual taking that. As you're going to see a jump over the top there once more. We do see the handy tech coming out here from the side of Mag, looking for that lower recovery, who has now taken the first major amount of damage here. Swap over onto the Godskin Swaddling Cloth here from Mag, which is huge. Goes for a whiff punish attempt there. Does manage to get the interrupt there as the side of Judy's to Trudy's, the Mini Kush, who is now evening this one out here. But look at that. The attempt to whiff punish, it does come through. Punishing the handy tech attempt here from the side of Mag. Looking at this here, we are going to see both players going for their respective jump attacks there. It is not going to happen. Look at this, the Sword of Light is out now once more. Good roll out there from the side of Mag, who isn't going to be in a position to actually get those punishes. A dagger into a bestial roar here. Jump over the top there from the side of Mini Kush, who is going to be quite low on stamina now. Okay, this is the roll out there. Mag is quite low. Mini Kush doing a decent job there of fending off the aggression. Goes for a jump L1 there off the top. Looking at this here, the Swords of Light into the off. I believe that's Stone Sword, I can't tell. But either way, the Stone of... No, it's all three Swords of Light here as we're going to see the daggers coming out there. Into that anti-air, into the trade. Very much in the favor of Mini Kush here, just by virtue of the health differential. Goes for a roll out there. We do see a trade come through. 200 HP into the backswing, but no. Alas, it is not going to hit, as we are now going to see Mini Kush looking for an opportunities. We do see those stagger R1s come out now. Into the whiff punish! Beautiful showing. Looking at this here now once more, we are going to see both players looking for an opportunity to get in some more staggered daggers coming out here, as we are going to see Mini Kush just play this very cautiously, but that is going to be 200 HP! This one's too close to call. One solid L1 here from either of them could be enough to pretty much end it, as the daggers are out. And looking at this, Mag does not want to drop a stock. We are going to see both players playing very, very cautiously. Looking at this here, we see this crouches here in neutral. Into the hit. Oh me, oh my. Mini Kush takes the stock. And there we go. 1-0 in the favor of Mini Kush. It is actually weird. I will say this. Wrong one. Oopsie daisy. It's been quite a while since we've seen PSSS used quite a lot. And also, Juno, thank you so much for the raid. I love and appreciate you, brother. Hope you had a good stream. But yeah, it's actually kind of wild that like PSSS mirrors haven't been really a thing all that often. Of course, they're not great. It's really cool that the R2 is possible now. It doesn't really change the matchup all that much. It's pretty reactable like the rest of the setup. But it's a nice tool to have in your back pocket. Even though, let's be honest, the L1s are just good. But it might be good out of roll to get that roll catch there so you don't get the rolling L1. But either way... Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. Let's crack on with this round 2. Mini Kush 1. There we go. As we are going to see now the physics drank. Look at this, to jump over the top here. Mag not wanting to let the repeat of what happened before. The rush down. Look at that R2 come out there as we see the handy tech over. Immediately handy teching over to it, hover again. As we are going, oh no, Mag is going to be punished for that one there. As we see the mash outs come out here, as we are going to see these L1s ring true into the anti-airs, into Mag just taking an absolute insane lead all over the top here. Looking at this here now once more, we are going to see it. Looking at that, Mag is taking an awful lot of damage. The CL1 comes out now from the side of Mag. Looking at this here, good spacing there from the side of Mini Kush to jump over the top there. Mag is going to try and go for that punish. Mag is taking yet more damage, losing that momentum that he had earlier on, which is going to come in pretty clutch here. As you're going to see a solid dagger hit there from the side of Mini Kush, who's going to go for another dagger, but Mini has taken a lot of damage from some of those exchanges, even if it has evened out to about 200 HP. Roll into the wall there, but unfortunately, Mag not in a position to actually get the punish. Good free angle there comes out, as we are going to see the mash manage to punish Mini Kush here quite nastily as the trades come through. And I believe that's in Mag's favor still, not just because of the life differential. Into another trade. Mini Kush is taking another bit of damage. Into another trade. Mini Kush is up against the wall. Are we going to see it? The handy tech comes out there. Into the CR1. And that is going to even this out now to a match point, ladies and gentlemen. Oh me, oh my. What a round. Mag is on the scorecard with the 1-1. Match point for this losers 2. First 2-2. To 2. Match point again, yeah. Tight rounds all the way across here, folks. This is insane. Yeah, Rune Mini Kush. Yo, he did it. That's crazy. And heal up, bestie. There you go. All right. Match point, folks. This PSSS mirror. Kaboom, kabam, kaplowy. We are going to see now both of our players run in, try and find their opportunities. Looking at that there, that's some crazy damage. All the way across, over the top he goes. As we are going to see these L1s ring out now once more. Looking at this, the L1s. Good roll out there from the side of Mini Kush. Neither side necessarily has an unreactable here that's worth a damn anymore, as we are going to see that toggle. Looking at that, the backswing. Beautiful free aim there from the side of Mag, but the rolling L1 that comes out to get that interrupt is over the top as the CR1 there just to try and get that little bit of damage off the top as an R2 from Kilo is not going to be whiff punished here, as we are going to see now these runouts now into a trade there. But Mini Kush is in a spot of bother as we are going to see those L1s. Tries to go for a trade. Mag has taken a lot of damage from those exchanges. Both players still have their tier. This is neck and neck as a jump over the top there, as we are going to see now. Looking at this, both players looking at that to jump in over the top there. Is not quite going to be able to make it. Mini Kush chilling out there, goes for a jump L1 himself into another one. We are going to see this, the trades. No trades there, just a straight up L1 to the face there from the side of Mini Kush. Mag forced back now, as we are going to see that Bestial Roar actually managed to connect within 300 HP, but Mag manages to land a little bit of damage there into a whiff punish attempt here from the side of Mini Kush. But the Sword of Light, the laser beams, freaking laser beams, are not going to connect here, as we are going to see both players playing a very cautious game. Jump L1, sorry, comes out over the top there, as we do see the dagger. It is not going to hit. Are we going to see the Godskin Swaddling Clock coming clutch here in this matchup, as we do see some attempts, the rollouts there, and the dead angles from the side of Mag Casual. Looking at this here, the jump over the top there, not quite able to connect. Another jump over the top there, going into that immediate handy tech there. Are we going to see it? No trade. It's going to be a straight up backswing here from the side of Mini Kush into another one. Mag is very low. This could go either way, folks, as we're going to see these stagger steps coming out here from neutral. Both players resetting the Bestial Roars here to pull Mag out of position. Good rollout coming out there from the side of Mag, as we're going to have to see both players now chilling out. Looking at this here, we do see those rollouts here. The L1s into Mag, managing to steal that bit of prio, but he did take a bit of damage for his troubles, as we see the swap over onto the blue feather. Looking at this here, are we setting up here for the second L1? We do. No, Mini Kush is stuck in the corner. Unfortunately, manages to get away there into this run R1. Look at this here, Mag is taking more damage. 251 into 132. The favor is very much in the favor of Mag. The swap over onto the Starfists into a victory for Mag. Jeez to both. Mag, not a casual, but Mini Kush was it not able to deal with the laser beams. GG's to both. Holy moly, what a round. Alright then, folks. Whew. What a round. So, we're going to move over immediately now onto Darcy Scout versus Dani, 2L. Well done. Thank you so much for both for supplying the prize pool and for participating, Mini Kush. It's been an absolute blast. I hope you're enjoying what you've gotten so far, bestie. All right, and Dani. There we go. Mag, please leave the arena. I'm going to have to do some reset shenanigans now, by the looks of things. What a tournament so far. Mini's also still in. Could you please leave, Mini Kush? It would be poggers. Get the hell out of my world. Please and thank you. Oh man, what a nail biter that one turned out to be. Dude, I hope everyone's been enjoying the tourney so far. There's been some pretty cracked matches all the way through here. Very, very impressive stuff, and GG's to everyone. As we are now going to be moving in. Get out of my swamp, donkey. I'm just going to get all these changes over here. So there's going to be winners finals, a first to four. As I need to get these changes going on over here. Semifinals. I need to change how I do this. This is very annoying. Alright. Did I change the CE shenanigans? 3. We just check what players are where. But to do. Get out of my swamp. Alright, so it's going to be Darcy on the left, Dani. There we go. Sorry about all this admin shenanigans, folks. Let me see if that actually works. And it does, so it does. Nice. Alright. So, let's take a quick peek at the build. 69 strength here from the side of Dani versus the 54 strength on the side of Darcy with the 14 dex on top. Just to keep everyone honest, does seem to be rocking the scythe versus the fists. Interdasting. Alright. First 2-4, ladies and gents. Let's crack on. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, a lay. As we're going to see the physics here from both of our players. Going for that chilling mist here. It's cold out there, folks, and it's getting only colder as we are now going to see both of our players here. The bestial roar here just to try and get that little bit of pressure. Dani going for that R2, not quite going to be able to land, as we are going to see Darcy here playing a very, very slow game. Has to, as a run R2 comes out there to try and punish anything and everything, as a run R1 comes out to punish as well. Good discipline here on the side of Darcy, who is going to win that trade into a standing R1, managing to get that interrupt. Forced back there once again. We are going to see Darcy pushed into the corner. Dani electing to let her out of it, as we are going to now see the CR1 into a standing R1, which does connect. Dani playing a very, very good game here, but unfortunately Darcy managing to eat that trade and looking at that evening out the entire match here within about 100 HP of each other, ladies and gents, as a runner R1 forced back now and still within 100 HP just with that little bit of chip, as we are going to see Darcy trying desperately to get some little bits of damage here, but the reactive play here from the side of 2L is just a little bit too much. Run R1 is going to whiff, and unfortunately Darcy is going to have to play a very, very cautious game here, as we are going to see the chilling mist comes out, and unfortunately we aren't going to see 2L fall for the Darcy special of getting caught out off guard by that chilling mist. But look at that strafe there into a standing R1, into a frost proc, into the tier proc, but that R2 is just waiting, as we are going to see now. Caught in the corner there is 2L. Darcy doing a decent job following up the standing R1. Dani is quite low here. Neither side has a tier. Into the bolus punish here, as we are going to see the bleed coming out here on the side of Darcy, but unfortunately Daniel managing to land that jumping attack into a running R1 here. The bleed proc must be close into a standing R1, goes for the runaway, goes for a standing R1 into that, and that's going to be all she wrote. Darcy taking the first stock. Oh me, oh my. Both of these players are guaranteed a spot on the final, but one of them is guaranteed a third place spot and the other a second place spot. And that is going to be an awful lot of pressure here on both of them. Darcy is punching up with an awful lot of these setups. The scythe, of course, is doing some serious work here for her. But 2L has an awful lot of veterancy here over Darcy, so we'll see if there's going to be some adaptations. But Darcy's not giving him a chance to adapt, as we see the swap over onto what seems to be the clay. And clay it is. Ladies and gentlemen, round 2 of this... Oh no, it's not Dani who won. Sorry, excuse me. Let me just change that real quickly. It is Darcy who got the W. Control S. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, round 2. On a 3 and a 2 and a 1. LA. As we are going to see the physics here from both players. Clay here does shut down some of the Fist's options here, which is going to be kind of interesting. As we are going to see Darcy now go for that run R1. It is going to connect. Tries to go for the CR1. Tries to whiff punish the Fist R2 there. Into the run R2. Into the R2. Charged. Into a standing R1 here, which is going to be rolled out here on the side of 2L. And that's going to be some mashing here on the side of 2L, evening out the scorecard by within 100 HP. Looking at this here, we do see those turnaways here from the side of Darcy. Into the CR1. Into yet another one to try and keep that little bit of pressure. Rollouts come out there from the side of Darcy. Goes for a running attack here. It's not quite going to be able to connect. Run R1's not able to do it. Will the run R2 be the saving grace here? As we do see some more runouts come out here on the side of Darcy as a run R1 comes through. But unfortunately, both players. But that's going to be the Fists of Fury into a CR1, into a standing R1. Good rollout there from the side of Darcy. As we are going to see now this reset into this long neutral. Darcy trying to set up for a punish there. Is going to elect to roll out there on the side of the Fists. Darcy's tier is gone, but 2L's tier is woefully close here as we see the swap over into Uggs, as we are now going to see that reset into neutral. But that jump R1 over the top there, not electing to go for the rolling R1, predicted here from the side of 2L, who is going to be playing this very slow game. Into the CR1 there from the side of Darcy. Into the CR1, which is going to land. That's going to be the tier gone. Into a roll catch. Into the R2 from the side of 2L in response. But Darcy is in the corner, which is not the place you want to be. And 2L finds his footing. That is going to be a 1-1 on the scorecard so far. GG's. Is grease on fists not banned? Only DLC fists. DLC grease. Regular grease is allowed. Just because the amount of damage that they're able to pump out is absolutely nuts. As we are going to see Darcy back in the hoose once more. It is going to be a 1-1. It's specifically damage DLC greases. I haven't found a way to, like, without just listing all of the greases that are banned. It's DLC damage greases are what's banned. So you could still use the Eternal Sleep grease if you wanted. Alright, either way. We have both players in. And obviously there's no point in banning Festive Grease. As we are going to get both of our players in world. I'll need to... I'll change that then. I'll fix it. That's fine. As we are now going to see. There we go. We do see these rollouts there. Good spacing here from the side of Darcy. Good strafe comes out from the side of Darcy. Into a standing R1. As we see the swap over onto Dane's footwork here. Tries to go for that CR1 into a standing R1. But unfortunately, the fists are just too quick. Here is Darcy's going to be caught off guard here. Looking at an opportunity here to try and get a little bit of extra damage. We are going to see now both players runouts there come out. Beautiful spacing here on the side of 2L. Who's looking to try and get those W's as we see the attempted whiff punish here from the side of Darcy. And look at that, the rollout. Darcy's just incapable of getting those hits in. As you see the swap over onto two-handed lance from the side of Darcy, looking to try and find an opportunity to get something. As the CR1 comes out into the R2, it'll move back there once again, as we are going to see those R2s are actually really, really fast on the two-handed lance. And looking at that there, we're going to see the CR1 comes out now once more, goes for another CR1, goes for the R2, but unfortunately the aggression here from the side of 2L is absolutely insane. Into a trade, into another, keeping that, goes for the roll catch. Darcy managing to get another roll catch, resetting out into that neutral. Good roll out there from once more from the side of Darcy. Darcy here with that swap is absolutely huge, as we do see a jump R1 to try and initiate into the charged R2, taking another stock off of the 2L. What the hell? Mechanically gifted is the only way I could describe this. Because keep in mind, that is an uphill battle in the extreme, going up against those fists like that. That's crazy. I want to see her fight Frosty again. That's what I want to see. That was so good. Darcy brought me out of lurk mode. 100% though. That was insane. Alright, boys and girls. NBs. 2-1 in the favour of Darcy in this first of 4. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. LA. And there we have it. We are going to see the swap back over onto the Gugs and the Divine Beast Stomp here doing a decent job of trying to keep up that neutral pressure into another Divine Beast Stomp. Unfortunately, that recovery is just going to be a little bit too long, and that's going to be a free hit here on the side of 2L, who goes for a double roll rather astutely, as we are going to see now. That managing to get that CR1 into the BS! Holy moly! Into the Dane's footwork! What the hell? 2L is on a spot of bother here, as he's going to have to be careful. Both players goes for a run R1. Good roll out there from the side of 2L into that attempt to roll out there. Darcy is going to roll out there, respecting the fact that 2L is expecting that rolling R1, because that is pretty much going to be the bread and butter. Run R1 comes out here from the side of Darcy, trying to get those free aims just right, as we are going to see this reset into a neutral. The fists come out there. Darcy's immediately on the aggression here, as 2L is just going to get a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, going to roll up. The standing R1 is going to come out now once more, as Darcy's going to go for a trade, which is brave of her, to say the very freaking least. Realizing there that the rollout was going to be free, does not go for the rolling R1. We are going to see here Darcy setting up here for some shenanigans. Looking at this here, some nice spacing here from neutral from the side of 2L. But that is going to be a trade into a roll catch. What the hell? Darcy on match point against 2L. No, Daniel, you're first to four. He thought it was over. Oh me, oh my. Well, we wait for 2L to get back in. Fraud Daniel. Okay, he's back in again. There we go. He's getting ready to get back into the arena. Oh my lord. Those are some sick plays here from the side of 2L. It's an old name. Dani has been a player since the very early days of ER. But either way, you got on bad BHB for my son. Alright, boys and girls. Match point for Darcy. Let's get this show on the road. Looking at this here, we are going to see Daniel setting up here on the fist with the against the jump R1s managing to land here from the side of Darcy. Aim downs as well. But that run under here from the side of Darcy, or the over jumping from the side of 2L, is going to be a pretty nasty one. And look at that, the strafes. Into a strafe again! Into another one! She's on fire! As we are going to see now. Tries to go for it again, but magic is not going to be pretty neat. And looking at this here, we are going to see these rollouts here. Managing to get that interrupt. Tries to land the charge door too. But Darcy is going to take a lot of damage from those exchanges, evening this one out. And looking at this here, we are going to see Darcy chilling out here in neutral, trying to get these resets here. Has to play very, very carefully. The Bestial Roar comes out now once more, looking for an opportunity. We are going to see the run R1 into the run out there, into the Hyper Armor trade there with the CR1s, into another one. That is going to be the tier gun for Darcy. Rollouts coming out here. Looking at this, we are going to see the rolling the CR1 come out now once again. Tries to get that angle. And looking at that there, we are going to see into it again. Darcy takes the round, earning her place in the finals. Guaranteed. How much money did I say I was going to give them? 60 buckaroos guaranteed. 60 buckaroos, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell did we just witness? What the hell? GG's. Darcy can buy Space Marines. Oh my god. Oh my lord. I'm stunned, folks. This is the biggest upset I've ever seen. Oh me, oh my. This is wild. This is actually crazy. Darcy, I don't know how much of an, if you realize how much of an upset this has been. I really don't think you realize it. 60 quid, that's 2 whole coffees from Insomnia. Real. What the hell? The new S tier Darcy playing for Space Marine 2 money? Evidently. Alright, let's take a peek at the bracket as I stop being silly. Let's get our players in. Darcy with the 4-1 win over 2L. Jesus. Now it's going to be Jack versus Mag Casual, fighting for the opportunity to get into the finals. Who will be fighting the bronze match. This is, of course, going to be the other semis, which is not going to be counted. All right. Looking at this here, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Yeah, you all have to take Gugs seriously from now on. Gugs is interesting for one simple. So just as I go on a little bit of a screed here, while I get everything set up, Gugs is interesting because it's good because it has an awful lot of counter pick potential, which I think is really neat. I think it's quite a neat one. I like it for that reason currently. Oh, okay, let's get the best of 3. The last of the best of 3s, folks. And then we're going to take just a very quick break. Let me just at Mag. Oh, he's already in. Let's go. Counter picks are always neat. I like counter picks a lot. So it's going to be... Nope. It's going to be Jack versus Mag. There we go. 5G Shockwave. It took me a minute to figure out that that was actually a Transformers reference, Jack. I hope you know that. And there, take a quick look at the builds while I tinker with some shenanigans. Should be good. Yep, they're both on 1. Nice. So there you go. Oh, Jesus. Getting flashbangs there. Ugh, my eyes. My eyes. All right, folks. So we have both of our contestants in. Getting ready to go. There we go. Nito Dorito. Alright, and this is the last of the first 2s before we take another quick break. We have both of our contestants in and ready to go. Jack in red and the Steeple versus Mag the main. I think it's how you call a cat. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. To the lay. As we have both of our contestants going for their respective physics. And looking at this here, we are going to see some waves of light. Very, very nasty. The laser beams. Freaking laser beams. As we see that run R2 come out here from the side of the steeple. Looking at that, the PSSS jump over the top there into the nice little bit of a handy tech. There comes out the soft swap tech. Looking at this here, we are going to see both players looking for these here. As we are going to see the R2! Not able... No, not the R2. The CR1. I'm so goofy silly. As we are going to see now, keeping up that nice bit of pressure there. We are going to see, looking at that pressure there, Jack is in a spot of bother, folks. As we are going to see that dagger, but it doesn't have prio! Unfortunately, the poise counting was fraudulent as we see the jump R2 here coming out there. As we are going to see that insane amount of pressure come out here on the side of Mag, who it is very much Mag's fight to lose here. Looking at this, we are going to see that jump over the top there once more again. We are going to see Mag going for that little bit of a backswing. Jack is very low here as the empty jump comes over to the top of the R2, but... R2s are still terrible as we are going to see now the light come through as the light is going to go out in Jack's eyes if he takes one more hit. Looking at this here, Jack is going to go for that follow-up R1, but alas, butthole. It is going to be the Mag casual taking the round. 1 point here in the favor of Mag. GG's. There was some fist mirrors earlier on. There's been a PSSS mirror. There's been some katana taken out. There's been a lot of setups used today, Saucy. A lot of setups used today. I think the star of the show is still Darcy for, like, basically being insane. Basically. But here we have it. Ladies and gents. Jack in blue and red. Mag, casual, the blue yabba dee yabba die. How often do I do these? I host beginners brackets every week on Thursday. Join Endicord and you'll see that. PSN, there's a bracket actually on right now, hosted by the wonderful Heartbreaker Jaker. And we'll be raiding into him once the tourney is over. And of course I'll be hosting something on Thursdays. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have both of our contestants in on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Let's get the bolt out. Let's get our players into position. And looking at this, we are going to see the light coming out. The light. The shining light of the Soul Society coming through here as PSSS is doing its damnedest, looking for the standing R1s. The rolling R1 coming out there really, really nicely here on the side of Jack, as we are going to see looking at these opportunities. The L1s coming out there as a punish. The anti-air is coming through, though. Mag has taken a lot of damage in these exchanges as we're going to see the Frost Ballast there going to be taken on the side of Mag. But the run R2 into a follow-up R1. But Mag, I reckon, has enough poise to be able to tank it. I think if he goes for the swap. But as we are going to see those crouch outs there trying to get a little bit of opportunities to come through there. As a running R1 comes through, we are going to see that run R2 come out now once again from the side of Jack as the PSS is going to jump over the top there, forcing Jack into a bad spot. He's going to take a little bit of damage. Run R2, however, going to be rolled into the against the wall here by the side of Jack. As we're going to see those L1s come out here, looking for a really nice handy tech comes out there from the side of Mag, just trying to get those lower recoveries, try and get the toggle tech, if you will, the mix-up potential, dude. As we are going to see that run R2 come out there, looking at that, Jack's taking an awful lot of damage. He's up against the wall, but Mag is still very much in it as we see that reset to neutral. Forced back in now once again. Jack is going to have to play this very, very carefully if he is to stay in, if he is to regain his lead. 1300 HP to 728 as a run R2 is going to be attempted. Whiff punish, not restored, ladies and gentlemen. Patch 1.10 kissers in shambles as we are going to see Jack taking some crazy damage. Mag is on the warpath here as we are going to see that CR1 pressure. Is he going to be able to land? No. Jack escapes, managing to get away just by a hair's breadth. Mag is on the fists. Looking at this here, we are going to see the run R1. Looking at this Mag here, going for an opportunity. He wants to take it. Looking at this here. Mag, casual no more, takes the W. The Jack stands, all one of them, in shambles. As Mag moves over into the bronze match, ladies and gents. GG's to both. Jack, you had a really, really good run through there, Jack, I have to say. Well played. You can stay or leave. It's up to you if you want to change builds. I'm going to take just a quick break just to give players just a little bit of an opportunity to reset themselves. Because it is, as we move forward here, looking at this here, ladies and gents, it's going to be Dani versus Mag Casual. Both of them I would have said were favorites. But it seems that there is an off-meta Jank Queen lying just around the corner, awaiting both of them. Both of these players will, of course, in this bronze match, in this best of 7, do have an opportunity for prize money regardless. But it's the fight now, ladies and gents, for that crack at first place. I'm not a favorite in it. I don't play Elden Ring anymore. You have veterancy over most of the players here, 2L. It's a miracle I let both either you or Mag play in beginners brackets, so I'd say that that's a good job. But I'm going to take a quick break. I'll chat you all on the flip side, folks. Chachi, just around the corner. Mwah. Bye-bye. Oh me, oh my. Welcome to the bronze match, ladies and gentlemen. We are good and ready to go. We have both of our players in. The 2L, Daniel versus Mag. It is time to see what these two gamers are cooking. Fists versus the triple swords of light. The handy tech dude. Very, very nice showing here from the side of both of our players. I'm super stoked to see how this next one is going to go. This could go either way in this. The first 2-4 for the bronze match. Ladies and gentlemen, Mag and blue, Daniel in red. And on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Allez! As I take a little bit of a drink myself, as we are going to see the Swords of Light light up your world as a bestial roar comes out there to try and get an extra little bit of damage off the top. Daniel playing this very, very nice spacing game here in this long neutral. Mag here, cautious about the approach, but look at that. As we are going to see the handy tech dude, as we are going to see the CR1 coming out here now once again. Looking at this, we are going to see Mag trying to go for that. Looking at that there, managing to get the corner pressure into the L1s, into another L1. Tries to go for the strafe there as the side of Mag, but a little bit too close, got caught in the model. And unfortunately, that's going to be a rough one here as the Fists of Fury into the CL1s, into a follow-up L1 there from the side of Mag. Keep in mind, those fists are going to do so much damage. This could go either way, as we are going to see some jumps over the top here. Managing to get that Godskin Swaddling Cloth proc up is the side of Mag into a CR1 from that half hit into another L1, into another. The R2's coming out here from the side of Mag. Mag takes it in a pretty clean, not an entire sweep, but not far off of it. Well, me, oh, wow. Did you all notice that Mag is on a wretch starting class? I did not notice that. That's actually kind of crazy. To be fair, the power stance straight swords with handy tech are actually really, really strong. Particularly the toggle to get that lower recovery cancel is really, really strong. It has the ability to continue keeping up pressure in a way that regular straight swords don't quite. The only problem is if the other person gets a solid read on it, they will have the ability to actually punish your overextensions and punish it and full spring speed. Yeah, for sure. It's really handy. But there's pluses and minuses depending on how you play it. The safest way is to hit the old shoot and scoot tech, which I think is very, very useful. But either way, we have both of our contestants in and ready to go. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Mag, 1. Daniel, not. And looking at this here, we are going to see the Swords of Light come through, managing to get that anti-air. Actually a fairly even trade there as well, as we are going to see Mag at a slight life disadvantage. Goes for that follow-up R1. The CR1 comes out there just to try and keep up that nice little bit of pressure. We are going to see both players chilling here in this long neutral, but Daniel is not going to be whiff punished for his overextensions. Fists be fists, as we do see good free aim there from the side of Mag. Actually smart, expecting an attempt to try and strafe, but Daniel is going to be whiff punished there for that JL1 into a nice bit of pressure, but that R2 evens it out by a fairly substantial margin. Both players neck and neck here, within, I think, without a couple of HP of each other. Absolutely insane, as we are going to see either side here trying to cement something of a lead here. Looking at this here, we are going to see Mag here, who's been very, very nasty with those free aims all the way through this here so far. And looking at this here, we are going to see another half hit there come out and decide into the mash. Any mashers in chat, as we are going to see that CR1 come out there. Both players still within 10 HP of each other, but that whiff punish into the toggle, into that insane damage. Mag has it to lose here, but those fists, one tap is possible here, as we are within that tier skip range here. But Daniel has to be careful. One mistake and he could be tapped himself, as we are going to see that JL1 into a pivot. Mag cementing the lead yet further. Very, very nice straight sword play coming out here on the side. Oh, I was going to say Marcavesso there for a second, but no. It's Mag being casually sweeping through this bronze match by the looks of things. Holy moly. Looking at the bracket here, first to 4, yeah, exactly. Going to whoever wins this first to 4 is going to face Darcy in the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. Which will of course be a best of 9, and as we have it, both players are now in their positions. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Allez! As we are now going to see both players going for their respective physics, folks. Into the Sword of Light, the laser beams. However, he's going to be punished himself there for a little bit of damage as the turn away R2 there, just to try and interrupt some shenanigans. As we are going to see now both players. Are we going to see some back swings? No, we do not see the back swings. We are going to see a little bit of damage off the top there for the side of Mag. The 2L, they're going for these runaways here. As we see that turn away, tries to go for the second hit, but unfortunately Daniel was just too close. The 2L wanting a W this set, just to try and force a way in. As we are going to see Dani here looking for an opportunity. We do see the wiggles here in neutral to try and force a mistake out here on the side of Mag. But Mag was forged in the fire of PSN tournaments, as he is going to eat yet another R2. But look at that, the standing R1 tries to go for the strafe into a bit of a mash. And a mash it is, as it does seem as though Mag has taken a lot of damage here. And that's going to be the stam quite low here, as we are going to see both players now without their tears. And Mag is forced back now once again, not winning those mash exchanges here with a fairly substantial lead, nearly 600 HP. As we are going to see a standing L1, goes for it again, tries to go for backswing, but unfortunately has to reset to neutral. Unfortunately, that reset to neutral is going to probably be down to stam here. Into an L1, evening it out within 200 HP! Into a mash there! Daniel is on 70 HP. That's CR1 range. 100% as we see the swap over onto fists here. Into a run R1 there. Has to be careful of those R2s. Mag here waiting for anything, but it is going to be the swap onto Red Feather there, onto Dragon Crest. But alas, butthole, it is going to be Mag on match point here, ladies and gentlemen. Locking in for this. Locking in for what could be the last set, unless Daniel forsakes the way of the 2L and becomes Dani once more. In fact, we're not going to curse it anymore, folks. Alright? In a clear showing of favoritism, we take away the 2Ls. Is this going to be the caster's curse lifted for the side of Dani? Or is it going to be too late? Ladies and gents, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Allez! As like me, the players are going to take just a little bit of a drink. Those little bits of shenanigans into a double hit there from the side of the laser beams. But unfortunately, too close for comfort there is going to be Daniel, who managed to get some tasty damage off the top, as we are going to see the toggles over here. Good turn away there from the side of Mag. Casual, as we are going to see these stutter steps coming through. Jump over the top there from the side of Mag, who's going to be looking for an opportunity, as we are going to see some little bits of shenanigans here coming through. I think it's my end, if it's anything like earlier on. Mag forced into the corner, managing to get that rolling R1 off, as we are going to see US Central versus US East, as we are going to see the Whitnick tally come in clutch there. Good space outs, beautiful spacing here, but runs directly into an R2, a sucker punch, but into the mash, sets up for some backstab pressure here, but Mag says, I have some stocks to lose, I can afford to mash with impunity here, because I still have my tier in you, sir. Do not, into a roll catch there, into some serious pressure, into a half hit there on the L1, into some corner pressure, and that's gonna be Daniel put away. Good showing. Very well played, Daniel. It's always good to see the old guard come through. Well done, as we move on to these finals. And that means I don't need to change 2 letters on this one. Control S. And now looking at this, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for quite a treat here on the grand finals. Mag not only has to win this match. But we'll also have to force a bracket reset in this one as we move from the best of 7 onto a bow 9. Not only will Mag in this have to rematch Darcy, who's already taken him down. And look at what she's using. Jesus Christ. That's insane. Let me just get all of this shenanigans set up here, ladies and gents. And this the grand finals. Ladies, gentlemen, NBs. As we move on here. Looking at this, it's going to be the 44. 44 strength, 24 faith. O ye of little faith. 54, 14 dex. And that differential here on the endurance is pretty nuts. But she's using some very end-heavy setups. But will it be the end? Or, ladies and gentlemen, is it but the beginning? Oh, what a tourney. What a tourney. What upsets. And now it's all down to this, folks. Yeah, 1.04 matchup for real. Ladies and gents, the grand finals. Darcy, the lady in red, versus Mag, a casual no more, in blue. And a 3-2 and a 1. Allez! As we are going to see ball players now setting up for their shenanigans. Darcy going for that runaway is going to be clipped there by the laser beams. And Darcy's going to be just keeping this very, very safe. As we are going to see the CR1 coming out there into a standing R1. Good turnaround there from the side of Mag. Into an R2! Mag actually managing to get a little bit of a hit there once more. Darcy doing an excellent job, but is at a slight life advantage by about 200 HP. Forced back in there once again. We are going to see Mag going for some rollouts here once more, as we are going to see Darcy wave dashing here in this far corner, but Mayweather's her way out of it, managing to land just a bit of damage, but walking into PSSS is never a good idea. Has to play the slow game here, as we are going to see Darcy going for some backstab pressure there. It is not going to be enough, as we are going to see now that trade ring true tries to go for that follow-up, is going to be punished there for that fast roll. Looking at this here, we do see that attempt to walk under, but unfortunately Darcy is going to be clipped here, as we are going to see that run R2 not going to be whiff punished here by the side of Mag. Into a standing R1 on death's door here is Darcy, as we see the swap over to fists here. Looking at this, these runaways, has to be careful here is Darcy, and is going to be clipped and shipped. The first stock in the favor of Mag, a casual no more, in this grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. Oh me, oh my. Mag 1, Darcy nihil. Dudley, welcome in. Done fast. I don't know if I said hello. Wella to the woods. Or is it of the woods? To the woods or of the woods? Getting ready for work. Enjoy your evening's work, my friend. Or afternoons. I don't know from where you hail. But do enjoy yourself, as we are going to see Darcy sticking to the gugs. Good. In this finals. And I'd imagine... Let's just take a quick peek at the builds here once more, ladies and gentlemen. For those just getting here, I don't know if that's martial arts in that last position. I'm curious either way. Let's see what this next stock in this, what could be the last set, is going to look like. On a 3, on a 2 and a 1. Allez! As the bolt is out, and we are going to see little explosions coming out here on the side of Mag. The bestial roar coming out here, as we are going to see Darcy run over here, is going to get clipped by the laser beams once more into another bestial roar here from the side of Darcy. Beautiful spacing there from the side of Darcy, trying to bait out those JL1s from Kilo. Has to be very worried about those overextensions, as we see a rollout come out there from the side of Mag. Darcy here, we see these baits, the old tech of don't press into hyper armor, but Darcy's hitbox is just not able to do it into a backstab. The grab punished, as we see that rollout come out here from the side of Darce. Unfortunately, Gugs is so slow. Looking at this here, a half hit here on the side of Mag into a roll. Goes for standing R1. It's not going to be enough here. Some very, very patient play here coming out from the side of Mag, and not being able to get that whiff punish is very, very rough here for the side of Darcy. Are we going to see a rolling R1? No, we don't. We see the CR1 coming out here from the side of Darcy, and that's going to be a whiff punish attempt here from the side of Mag, as we see a reset there, going for that crouch cancel, going for a little walk cancel afterwards once as well, trying to reset that spacing. Mag being very reserved with these presses here, realizing that he has to be, as we are going to see Darcy stutter stepping here in neutral, and understanding that one mistake is going to lead to an awful lot of damage. Beautiful spacing here on the side of Darcy, as we are going to see these move outs here from Darcy, trying to bait in something that is going to be the tier gone. Mag giving lep. Beautiful showing there of understanding that her jump out there is actually the play, getting that extra bit of distance. Darcy going for the quick poke into a standing R1, goes for a reset there into neutral, which is definitely going to be the play here. The running R1 is not going to be able to get that punish, as we are going to see Mag here keeping that life advantage. Beautiful whiff punish attempt there from the side of Darcy, but Mag is going to get interrupted. Beautiful play, beautiful discipline here from the side of Mag Casual, who takes another stock. 2-0 in the favor of Mag Casual. We may have to see some adaptations come out here from the side of Darcy, although she has quite a number of tricks up her sleeve. Mag still needs to win 3 more. Well, he not only needs to win 3 more, he needs to win then a following 3. But Darcy could claw back here, as we do see Darcy on the gugs, committing to it, but by the looks of things. But if we see that continued patient play come out here on the side of Mag Casual, it could all be for naught. But, ladies and gentlemen, in this, the finals. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Allez! As we are going to see now the physics drunk, the bestial roars screamed, managing to get that interrupt. That was an interesting visual effect there. Cool. As we are going to see a whiff punish attempt there in the JL1, which is not going to happen. Tries to go for a trade there, but unfortunately Mag is able to get that interrupt, as we do see some very nice aggression here from the side of Darcy, but the strafes come out here from the side of Mag Casual. We see Darcy fidgeting around here in neutral, tries to set up for some backstab pressure there, but Mag is having absolutely none of it. As we see a roll catch come out there from the side of Darcy into the punishment there of the mash, as we see Mag going for some really, really nice strafes there and keeping Darcy on her toes, as we are going to see that attempt to standing the crouch R1 rolled out here from the side of Mag Casual. Darcy there doing a decent job here of just going for these rollouts. Is going to get a half hit there. That is going to leave her vulnerable now to a CR1, but look at that, the strafes into the standing R1, into a trade, into an attempted roll catch there, but Mag is gone, as we see some more projectile spams coming out here from the side of Mag, trying to even this one out. And looking at this here, we do see a little bit of chip damage coming through there, as we see the roar coming through. Not sure if Darcy's in tier skip range here, as the hyper armor comes through here on the two-handed halberd, which is of course the Knight Rider glaive. Actually, not a terrible matchup, having the ability to cut down those jumps, but Mag the Masher is going to take down Darcy, giving him a 3-0 lead. Oh me, oh my. Yeah, the Knight Rider is actually nice here into PSSS, because it shuts down the air games very, very nicely. But it's still halberd, still very strafable. But Darcy, I have found from playing her a lot, has a habit of using an awful lot of the CR1s. But we do see a swap here from the side of Darcy, moving on onto the Claymore by the looks of things. This could very easily turn around to a match point if Darcy's able to find the secret sauce. But it does seem as though Mag has locked in from this match. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, round 4 of this first to 5. Mag 3 and the lady in red, Darcy Nihil. As we see the swap over to the side. Another interesting game with how Mag is playing. This actually is quite a decent pick. as we do see the attempt to get those interrupts. But the Chilling Mist probably could have gone for a CR1 there, a rolling attack. Probably would have gotten the hit there. But looking at that there, the CR1 there to just try and get that hit. Looking at this here, we are going to see some very careful play here from the side of Mag. Not wanting to get a bracket, wanting to get that bracket reset, as we do see Darcy actually able to get a hit here into the Frost buildup, which must be pretty high. But Mag is able to go the run under here, which is of course pretty powerful, as we are going to see Darcy chilling, no pun intended, here going for that good spacing here on the side of Darcy. Tries to go for a whiff punish. A trade comes through here in the favor of Mag, just with that life differential coming in clutch, as we see that reset there. Good rollouts there coming out on the side of Darcy. See that here, the run R1 comes through. Good rollouts, good roll discipline here from the side of Darcy. But that mash is going to punish her overextensions here. Mag recognizes now that he doesn't need to respect an awful lot of what she does. He can just chill here in neutral, wait for her to overextend, but has to be careful of overextensions himself, as he is going to be punished there for a little bit of damage. Good roll out there from the side of Darcy. Are we going to see a rolling R1? We do see a whiff punish there coming out from the CR1. Good free aims coming out there from the side of Darce, who is going to be caught in the corner. Not a place you want to be against straight swords, as Darcy is on death's door, as the CR1s are going to come in clutch. However, Darcy managing to get a bit of counter pressure here. However, the resets onto the fists is now real. And that's going to be 4-0 in the favor of Mag. Looking for that bracket reset. A complete turnaround from the first time they met in bracket, ladies and gentlemen. A complete change. And oh my god, Emburn, with the insane generosity there of the gift subs. Thank you so much. Absolutely love and appreciate you. Again, these are all community driven. Like, the prize pools are contributed quite kindly by the community. So absolutely love and appreciate you, Emburn, for your continued generosity here. Very based. As we are going to move on now into Mag 4, Darcy not. Match point here for Mag. Are we going to see some changes here from Darce? Remains to be seen. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Ale! All to play for here. Mag is going to get punished here with that bestial roar. Very, very nice play here from the side of Darcy, as we're going to see this wave dashing here in neutral. Looking at that, we are going to see that trade, getting that interrupt, goes for the R2 into a follow-up R1. Mag's not quite sure how to initiate here on this, as that very fast hyper armor is going to start up. Jump R1 to try and initiate here is not going to be in a position, as a standing R1 comes through there. Good press, smart press there, recognizing that the CR1 could have been whiff punished. Jump R1 over the top here. Darcy locking in here for what could be a long set yet, as we are going to see these rollouts come through. Standing R1 there. Good rollouts here from the side of Darcy, as we see that R2 come out there just to try and get those punishes. But we do see a rollout now once more. We are going to see Darcy here keeping up that nice bit of pressure. Jump R1 to try and initiate here. Mag is going to get clipped. We are going to see that trade come through into another turnaround there. Darcy could have been able to land that hit, but she must be very low on stam right now. We do see the swap over onto the fists here from Mag. Not wanting this. However, the shield here from the side of Mag, which is kind of an interesting choice here, as we are going to see setting up for that Claymore. Good rollout there from the side of Darcy, looking for an opportunity into the Divine Beast Stomp, into a standing R1, but Darcy tanks it and says, nah fam, I'm good. But this interesting pick here from the side of Mag Casual, as we are going to see a trade come out here into the R2, into a standing R1. Mag is quite low, but he could even this one out, but it does seem as though the cook was perhaps not the play, as we do see a run R1 coming in here. However, that mash! But Darcy mashes back. The A2 tech coming in clutch. That is going to be Darcy on the scorecard. Oh me, oh my. Darcy's just picking so many different setups here. It's kind of crazy. Oh me, oh my. What a tournament so far. This could be the reverse sweep. This could very well be it. Darcy is formidable as of right now. It could very well do. Darcy does have the mechanical ability to do it. But the setup, not only the setup, but the competence here on the side of Mag. Like, matchup-wise, this should be pretty one-sided in the favour of Darcy. Although Scythe is interesting, but either way, I digress. I'm spitballing here. We'll see what happens. As we have both players in and ready to go. On a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Allez! As the bombas are out, ladies and gents. And looking at this here, we are going to see the explosions ringing out. Looking at this here, we do see another bestial roar here. Trying to keep Mag honest. As we do see that interrupt. Oh, but Darcy overextends into it, expecting Mag to respect the pressure, but the JR1 comes out into another JR1. Darcy resets to neutral, tries to go for a whiff punish, but it's not going to be there, as we are going to see these wave dashes here in neutral. Darcy trying desperately, tries to go for that, but unfortunately Mag is long gone, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see a very, very substantial life lead in the favour of Mag. Goes for a jump R1 there, not quite able to do it. Handy teching away there is the side of Mag. Oh my god, the swap over into the blink bolt, into a standing R1 here from the side of Darcy. Looking at this here, we're going to see yet another blink bolt into another standing R1. Has to be careful there though. Darcy, if Mag gets the spacing correct, into an R2! Into another standing R1, into the follow-up R1. Darcy expecting a rollout there, but Mag just mashes. He says, no ma'am, this is my space, as Darcy overextends into it once more. Looking at this here, we are going to see Darcy play a very, very slow game. Has to be careful. Mag also has to play it slow, as we are going to see the R2s and the crouch R1s coming out here on the side of Darcy. It is Mag's match to lose, as we see that turn away into a standing R1. Oh, but the clip and the ship. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the bracket reset. Bracket reset, ladies and gentlemen. Oh me, oh my, in this grand finals. And this is going to be a much tighter round here, ladies and gentlemen. First 2, 3 on this bracket reset, folks. Are we going to see some changes here from the side of Darcy? What a tournament all the way around, folks. Absolutely nutso. Such a good showing from the side of all of our contestants. And, you know, absolutely insane. Mag Casual, Pablo, Jack, Darcy, Dani, Emburn, Mini Kush and Mantis. Thank you all so much. Her wins carry over? No, it shouldn't. It should be reset. No, I just never pressed Control S. Nope. Cancel. There we go. There we go. Yep, there we go. We're reset. It shouldn't carry over. Alright, well either way we have both of our contestants in this grand finals bracket reset. Ladies and gents. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Away! In this now, a first 3. Both sides have both won matches so far, as that bestial roar is going to come in pretty clutch here, as we are going to see these wave dashes into the anti-air. Darcy keeping up that pressure, goes for the R2. Are we going to see the rolling or the roll-in pressure there is risky, but Mag, keep in mind, has to play this carefully. If he presses at the wrong time, those hyper armor trades are going to come in clutch and very much in the favour of Darcy, as we are going to see now both players reset. However, the tracking moment and the small hitbox here on the side of the Gugs is going to be playing puck here with the side of Mag, as we see a standing R1 getting that punish. Beautiful pre-space out there on the side of Darcy into a trade here, as we are going to see that tries to go for that roll in, but looking at that there, Mag is very low, but this could even out very, very quickly, as we are going to see Darcy try and punish some potential shenanigans, as we are going to see that whiff punish attempt there, but unfortunately it's not quite going to be able to cut it, as we are going to see now both players resetting into this long neutral. Going in here, look at that pressure here from the side of Darcy into a standing R1. Not going for a rolling R1, as the turnaways here from the side of Mag Casual is pretty nuts. So looking at this here, we are going to see both players now looking for these wiggles here in neutral. any wigglers, as we are going to see an attempt to punish a trade there from the side of Dars, as we are going to see these wave dashes here in neutral. Looking at this here, we might see, looking at that spacing, we are going to see Darcy try and set up here for some, try and set up here for anything as a run or two comes out. But it is going to be a punish there from the side of Mag. Darcy staying in way too much, as we are going to see that punish. Mag is going to go for that JL1 into the Dane's footwork. Darcy is on the scorecard. First blood to Darcy in this bracket. Reset the Dane's footwork coming in clutch. Oh me, oh my. As we give both of our players a little bit of privacy here as they're having a look. Let's take a look at the builds once more, folks. For all those interdasted, it is going to be the 54 versus the 44 on the side of Mag. But the damage differential is going to be absolutely brutal here as we see a swap here on the side of Darcy to the Lance Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, both players are in. Their physics are used. And ladies and gents, round 2. And it's bracket reset on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. LA. As we see an immediate punish there from the side of Mag. But that interrupt comes through. Oh, but the laser beams trying to force a roll there. Mag is going to take some damage into the anti-air. But Darcy overextends. Tries to go for that now once more. But Mag is still in the lead by a fairly substantial margin. We see these wave dashes here from neutral. Mag trying to bait out these jump R1s into... Oh! God, tries to go for a trade, but Mag has taken the initiative here. Tries to go for a CR1, jump R1 to try and initiate there. As we are going to see Mag just walk up and press. Hyper armor, be damned. I will win those trades into the CR1s, into another one, into another one. Darcy resetting there, the old endurance, as we are going to see Mag get punished there, continuing to be punished here, as we see Darcy reset here. Looking at this now, Mag is going to be not going to be punished here as the CL1 comes out, just to try and take Darcy off guard, as we are going to see Mag going for some presses here, but Darcy's just eating a lot of damage, as we see the swap over to Fist, 400 HP, as we see the swap over onto Uggs. And that's going to be Mag on the scorecard 1-1 in this first 2-3 bracket reset, ladies and gentlemen. Oh me, oh my. Neck and neck all the way through. That is a very good question. But remains to be seen. Looking at this here, we are going to see both players setting up. This is a really good game. This entire tournament has been zesty. As we see Darcy remaining on the Uggs, committing to the Uggs. Ladies and gents, round 3, 1-1. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, LA, as we are going to see the physics here from both players. The best Shuror there getting the nice little interrupt. A best Shuror again trying to punish another attempted start up. But Mag is just chilling. Getting that very nice roll catch there on the side of Darcy. The discipline here on the side of Mag is truly something else, as we see the attempt to roll catch with the jump over the top. As we see Darcy manage to get that roll catch free aiming there into the R2. But the rolling L1 on the side of Mag and the tracking memento, as we see Mag playing very, very risky here. Both players pretty even within 200 HP of each other. And as we know, that can change in a heartbeat. As we see the swap back over onto the Claymore. The R2 is going to whiff as Mag is going to aggress into the CR1, into the follow-up R1. Mag resetting into a long neutral here. 1500 HP with tier compared to Mag, as we see that charged R2. Mag not electing to walk into it, but is going to be roll caught as we see that mash come out there once again. Both players without their tier. Looking at this here, we are going to see Darcy taking some serious damage here. Looking at this 1000 HP here, Darcy is playing so well as we see the CR1 come in, managing to get this PSS into the trade. Darcy realizing she has to reset into that long neutral, and that is going to be Mag looking for an opportunity, empty jump into a CR1. The Claymore here doing a decent job. Looking at Darcy here, resetting into a long neutral, resetting onto the Gugs. Good roll out there from the side of Darcy. We are going to see Mag going for that run L1, and it does land on the end of it. Darcy does, I believe, have an opportunity for a one-shot here if she manages to land, but we're not seeing any tally swaps here. Into a rolling R1, into the follow-up. Mag going for that. Are we going to see it? The attempt to strafe out the run R1s into the trade. Darcy going for that, managing to take the stock. 2-1 in the favor of Darcy. Gugs reigning supreme. What's up, Slans? Holy shit, what a tournament. Holy shit. It's a beginners winners tournament. A $200 invitational funded by Mini Kush, who was very, very kind and supplied a bracket. Sorry, my voice is starting to fade, folks. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have what could be match point for Darcy. Mag 1, Darcy 2, and on a 3, on a 2, and a 1, I'll lay, as Darcy is going to be sticking on the Great Lance here, getting that punish against the laser beams on the side of Mag Casual. We are going to see now both players looking for that CR1. Force back now. We are going to see Darcy trying desperately to get those R2s to land. Tries to go for the second one. We do see that nice little bit of pressure as we are going to see the standing R1. Darcy has taken a lot of damage here though, as we are going to see Mag playing a very, very careful game, not wanting to go for those hyper armor trades, as we are going to see the rollouts here on the side of Darcy. Mag being punished. Looking at this here, Mag is at a very substantial lead here, but 1600 to 1800, 800 HP, and the difference as we see a double rollout there from the side of Mag. Looking at that, the trade comes through. Darcy being very, very careful, goes for another rollout there once again. We are going to see Mag take more damage. Darcy has him on the ropes, but Darcy's taking a lot of damage here. 500 HP to 600 plus tier. Can we see Darcy play out this very safe game here, which she very much needs to do, as we see a rollout. Good rollout there from the side of Darcy. Is going to go for that follow-up though, as Mag has taken more damage. Tier is gone. Good rollout there from the side of Mag, as we are going to see that Wiggles there to try and get a 300 HP to a 1100 as we see the swap over now into Fist. Looking at this here, we see the turnarounds. Good play there from the side of Mag, electing to go into the corner there, as we are going to see now both players going for that Sacred Grease. Mag has taken a lot of damage. This could be it. One trade here from the side of Mag, and it's all over, as we do see that Sacred Grease come out again. Darcy playing with these CR1s, trying desperately to go for something as a jump R1 over the top. Mag going for a jump here. This could be it. Into the R2. Mag is on the ropes. This could be all over. Roll force back into a long corner. We see the swap over to Dane's footwork. Darcy's taking some damage, and Darcy takes the win. Darcy Scout. Holy shit. Takes the tournament. Oh. 100 buckaroos in her back pocket by a hair's breadth. Darcy FOC run when? This is the end, my only friend, the end. What the hell? Whew. Darcy, you're fucking killing me out here. What a tournament. Oh. Darcy, I don't normally do this, alright? Do you want a player's interview very quickly before we raid on into Jaker? Oh. something's having a bit of a conniption here. Oh, give it a second. Something's disconnected. Oh my god. There she is. Alright, I'm gonna give you a call on Discord real quick. Okay. Holy shit. We'll take like 5 minutes and then we'll raid on into Jaker's PSN beginners bracket. So. What a fucking tournament. I'm ready. Cool. Alright. Should be calling. Darcy. The Bennings curse removed. Into.
Yes.
I would argue like the intermediate kind of vibe here is kind of how I'm feeling. But there was some names in this tournament, Darcy. You played fucking incredibly.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what to say. The last match was really tough. Like luckily got that like second round win due to I don't know, it was really close. It was really close.
Very, very close by.
I was absolutely terrified.
More than understandable. So the question I have then is, what have you been doing since your beginners bracket run not so long ago? What has been what have you been playing? Why the setups you've used, and is it just more what you're comfortable with, or how are you kind of organizing yourself for these events?
After beginners, I've been doing like fight clubs and mostly just chilling mostly. The reason I use hyper armor is because recovery is so fast in this game. I kept getting so frustrated when I would outspace people and I couldn't whiff punish them. So with hyper armor, I can like just do it way earlier and still get rewarded.
Gotcha.
And I can actually pressure people because I have prio, and like I hate that I don't have prio. Like I hate the prio in Elden Ring and the whiff punishment, so it solves both those problems.
So from my understanding, just as like a kind of an aside of the prio system, they want you to press other buttons. And now, thankfully, at the very least, there is an excuse now, at least on some setups, to press those other buttons. So I kind of see the way they're going. The R1, L1's prio is pretty good. And obviously, like, you have your hyper armor setups, your two-handed setups, like your lance, which, of course, you've been using an awful lot, and very well, I will add. And we see here, no, blue feather isn't... The feather tallies are still legal. Have you worked on swaps? I've seen...
Don't swap at all.
You don't swap at all.
I don't swap. I mean, I should, but... I should, yeah. Okay, maybe I'll work on swapping now.
I think swaps would... you don't need to, just to be clear. There have
because like, I was just like, when I'm losing, it's mostly because I'm just like playing bad, you know? So I was like, I'm just going to focus on like not losing, first and foremost.
You just don't get hit forehead kind of vibe.
Yeah, basically.
There is actually precedent for people not swapping, especially people in the more higher echelons of especially Dark Souls 3. I don't believe Assassin has ever really ring swapped all that often. And likewise, I think Value as well was very, very low on swaps as well. I think he used to do just one swap onto Blue Feather, and that was pretty much it in 3. So there is precedent for players not electing to go for swaps, but with how optimized an awful lot of the players are, swapping has just become like almost borderline mandatory, especially for that Blue Feather. It's up to you if you want to do it, though. I wouldn't recommend it, but are we seeing any other questions from chat? Because all I have to say is... Congratulations, Darcy. That was absolutely incredible play.
And thank you for putting on tournaments, like in general. Like the beginners tournaments were so like welcoming and helpful to just like have a nice environment to just play. Like the goal you're going for is like exactly working.
Well, you can thank the Total War community, because I've basically stolen everything I've done wholesale from them.
Nice.
That's basically how I've done it, so thank you, human boy. You will never see this. But go on.
I want to say thank you to all the nice messages in chat. It really, really warms my heart. Everyone's so cute and nice. And I love putting on a show. Like I love when I pull out Gugs and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Gugs!" and like everyone gets excited. That's like what I live for. I genuinely think it's a really good weapon, though. I'm not memeing, but
For me, with Gugs, and this, again, you're the one who won the fucking tournament, so I should probably keep my trap shut. But for me,
Yeah,
Gugs is interesting. It's very, very interesting. For one simple reason, in the sense that it beats an awful lot of setups that have an awful lot of high momentum. They rush forward, you're able to get those hits in. It's very, very nice for that. The hyper armor as well is really nasty. But as we've seen in that last match, it's so vulnerable to setups just never swinging. Like, if we've seen in the earlier matches, Emburn, the patience of both Emburn and Mantis in those earlier fights, and especially from 2L, like, that patience is going to be very, very hard to actually deal with. But I don't know, do you have any closing thoughts or anything like that you want to send us all off on? Congratulations again. You did amazing.
Yeah, I do, but I also want to say that it's not only that just the never swinging, but Mag just played super well with like the spacing and like never knowing when like I'm gonna get outspaced or swing. Like those mashes were like expert. Like I was just so caught off guard, and like you saw, like, you know, half my health is just gone.
Yeah, and that's the...
Very, very strong.
It's very, very strong. I'm seeing people saying free flaming strike. Honestly, the reason... So go on.
Well, the closing statement, I would say that, you know, you definitely like explore the game past like the meta and stuff, because like, you know, Knight Rider's Glaive and stuff, I found all these things because I was just kind of playing around and like enjoying the weapons. And yeah, I encourage people to just explore more, because like even if you explore and find like something doesn't work, now you like know why it doesn't work. And I feel like there's a lot of fun to be had and things to learn.
No, that's admirable. That is very admirable. And as you have seen, the cooks have gone so fucking well right now. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you everyone for watching.
And I hope you enjoyed one hell of a show. We're going to raid into the PSN beginners bracket, hosted by the wonderful Heartbreaker Jaker, the Heartbreaker Jaker dude, who is having a fight between its montage voices. Who's on there? Swagster versus Montage. All right, everyone, go cheer on Swagster then. All right, love and appreciate you all, folks, and from everyone here, congratulations. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.